This is how it feels when you wake up early in the morning, right? Studying, yeah, studying yourself, but myself. And people will come in and be like, hey, I'm like, yeah, what are you watching? That's also none of your business, you know. I'm not inclined to, answer any questions. Yes, I will. I will answer every people's question. So, considering they've been hacking a lot, they've been trying to be so curious about what Mandem is doing. So let's, I guess, let's all tell them what we're doing. Come on, now. Don't act so stupid. I know exactly what you were expecting, but have a good morning. It's very much morning. An hour ago, let's read some posts.
So I know everybody's on eggshells awaiting the TikTok ban verdict. Probably by the time you get this video, the verdict will already be out. Hopefully it's a good one and it's gonna stick around. But if not, you know where to find your people. Make sure the people you follow watch their videos in the tank. Make sure you know where to find them. If so, I see a lot of apps popping up in different places offering alternatives and startups. This is opportunity time for other apps to start. So be paying attention. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, let's get to. All right. So remember, question everything. You should.
And look, they blink at different times. So they're blinking at different times. What the fuck is that? I kept seeing that, but I thought maybe it was just the lighthouse, but it ain't no way. I just woke up a couple minutes ago, so yeah, that's right. I kept telling you something was up with the sky. Remember that star that was over there? Yeah. That, right? The sky don't even look how it look. Hey, go to sleep. Do this, do that, man. I sleep 2 hours, man. Sometimes nothing. I don't get asleep at all. Because we're in the bottom. Like, crazy. Some blinking, yeah. Some blinking skies. No, nothing. Dance. Look at the middle, like, you see it? And then the two lights spinning. I'm not feeling my sister.
So listen, man. A lot of people be looking at those lights and they be like, "Oh, that's a bunch of them." To me, I look at that and be like, "That could be just one huge mothership sitting right above wherever they at. Where is this in Florida? Right above them." And people be wanting to say, "Oh, that could be a light show. That's spotlights." Then where's like the beam going up to the light? Like I don't even see that. That's just too weird. That's way too weird, and it just looks like it's just sitting there.
Things are so bad in one state that some hospitals, they're actually restricting visitors. And ABC's Morgan Norwood is here with the new details. Good morning, Morgan.
Hey,
Good
Morgan.
morning. If it feels like everyone around you is coughing or sneezing,
You
well,
look
you're
like this in
not
the morning.
imagining it. Hospitals across the country
Morgan.
are dealing with a wave of respiratory illnesses hitting families hard, especially young kids. The CDC says more than half of the country, at least 35 states, are seeing high or very high levels of
Acute
flu, COVID,
respiratory illness.
RSV,
That's
even the
fucked up.
common cold. So far this season, the flu alone has sent more than 63,000 people to the hospital and caused at least 2,700 deaths. That includes 11 children, and we are expecting fresh numbers tomorrow. Meanwhile, in Michigan, the situation's so
So,
serious that
so the cold is actually causing some serious health implications for the people in America. Well, I don't I don't want to brag about this. A few couple of days, I felt terrible as well. I don't know. I was also stating it on the live that I felt ill. I'm not in America, but I have to be honest. I caught the cold, and many people are like, hey, go outside, go and play, go and do this. When you me, if I'm sick, if I feel ill, and definitely if I caught the cold, it's smart to stay inside. Smart to do my stuff, whatever I like, whatever I want to do, but I do that by myself. If I do engage with other people, I am the fastest person to attract it to the rest. I am the first person to get sick. I am always the first person. I'm like patient zero, you know. So I, if I don't, if I don't take care of my illness, the cold, it might get fucked up, you know, to everybody else. And now, like, I can finally say that I'm feeling well, and my family is also. None of them have caught it, and that's how I always take the cold. If I don't take care of it, then you see it. I will see it. I know. I'm always the first who gets sick, and then the rest will follow. And I'm not. When I get better, the rest is terribly sick. But I know how to handle it. I know just to stay away from people, and I'll be okay. I'll be alright.
major Detroit health systems
But
are now
seemingly
limiting.
in America, it's causing a whole big issue. It's also people don't understand when you're catching the cold, when you're having this. It's like this illness. It's it doesn't want you to be surrounded with many people. So if you do, I get it. We are humans. We like to interact. We like to you know together and stuff. But at the same time, it makes it dangerous for the rest. At least over 35 people are actually in hospitals, maybe more. That's fucked up. At 35 states, so it's a high number. At least 35 state people are actually having this issue with respiratory issues or whatever.
Visitors to help stop the spread of flu and RSV.
It's flu.
Pediatric units
It's
especially
simply flu.
overwhelmed with some hospitals at 95%
They call
capacity.
it.
Health experts
They call it. Yeah, in 35 states, seeing high or very high RVS. Oh no, RSV. Sorry, RVS is it's a medal. RSV or flu and COVID numbers. Okay, so yo, COVID is actually coming back.
urging everyone to get their annual flu and COVID
I heard
vaccines if
somebody
they
talking
haven't
about it, but
already, and
it
remember
is
to stay
actually the
home if
case.
you are sick.
I'm
Health
not
advice there,
I'm not
Morgan,
saying
stay
it's
home if
COVID.
you
I'm
are
just
sick.
saying like
Illness across the U.S.
just stay
Just
away
feels
from
like
each
it's
other, bro.
ramping up. It feels like it's just
Definitely
growing
when
and
you're
growing
sick,
and
stay
getting
away.
like real. It's out of control at this
It's
point,
hard to
man.
stay away, I
Like I
guess,
said, I got
but
one in my house. Well, I had
you
two.
should.
I got one. He seems like he's coming through it right now. But man, it just seems like a lot.
So even he says that his family is
Home if
having
you are
issues.
sick.
Illness across the U.S.
It just feels like it's ramping up. It feel like it's just growing and growing and getting like real. It's out of control at this point, man. Like I said, I got one in my house. Well, I had two.
So
I
he,
got one.
yep, I say he's a father. He's a father of two. He's a father of two sons, and he said he got one at least one child at his house that is that caught the flu. So that's messed up.
He seems like he's coming through it right now. But man, it just seems like a lot. And the last time we heard hospitals getting overwhelmed, it became a huge.
Okay, it's like 3:45 a.m. and I'm freaking shaking, which is why I'm gonna make this video real fast. I fell asleep on the couch tonight, and I woke up and I thought I heard like a dull buzzing noise, and it was coming from outside, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird.
Okay,
So
sure.
I like went out to the backyard and I looked up, and I swear I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But obviously New Jersey has all those drones. I see drones. Husband up because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just seeing things. I downloaded one of those stargazing apps, and when I put the stargazing app up, particularly to these ones that looked like they were like 3 in a row, it said it was like Mars and 2 stars. I have never seen stars be that bright with the moon out as bright as it was today. And so you gotta tell me if I'm crazy, and I'll show you the video of what I got, because I truly don't know. Are these? They were making noise. They were.
Y'all stop thinking y'all crazy. Y'all are not crazy, bro. You're not. How are you crazy when there's so many people on this app and so many people out here in the world that are seeing these things too? Y'all are not crazy, man. Stop feeling like that.
Make a noise. That's all. There was noise. So I also have never seen stars that make noise. But yeah, tell me.
By the way, I do have a video that I want to watch later on about stars. The stars were really active at night, and I was sleeping. But yeah, stars were really active today, seemingly. And I don't really care much about stars, but yeah, well, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I never take them that serious, like how everybody else does. And people associate with their religions and everything, superstitious beliefs. That star is very bright.
In our airspace. Like, when did we become so generous? Like, I don't even recognize this place anymore. When did we become just so nice and just allow this freely just movement in our airspace?
Tell me. But stars.
All right, for reference, here's what my Stargazer app showed me. I mean, and then zoomed in on to definitely have a red hue to it, so maybe it is Mars. I don't know if there's any astronomers out there that want to call my bluff. Feel free. But with the cloud cover, so by the time I pulled out this app, it was already covered with clouds, so I couldn't see them anymore. But it's just sus. See.
Look, I'm sure. Like this. You know, it's kind of the first proper day back after the new year and the festivity. Calls on staff members, and I started seeing the traffic get worse and worse as I
Yeah.
approached Thermiston. And yeah, essentially, when I got to the office, there seemed to be a river coming through the road park, filling up our poor office. Absolutely never experienced anything like this before. I've been in that office for 10 years plus, and we've never experienced anything.
Are you curious?
I did hear on the radio that we had about 3 weeks worth of rain in about 30 minutes, and yeah, it certainly looked like that. Look, I'm sure lots of people.
Straight up irony right there, bro. That is so ironic. An insurance company flooding? Yeah. Man, like this. Man, I'm starting to see more people speak out, which is good.
Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the sub, Rox.
These people with like influence to speak out and talk about what's happening to people and what has been happening to people. Like, this ain't just started. This ain't just.
After all the scary stuff I've seen on the subway, and I'm like AirPods off, sitting right next to the railing. So if someone tries to come next to me, I'm grabbing that railing with my dear life. No one. All day. Stay ready.
Thanks for the sub, man. I appreciate it. I'll see you later.
Even if you're taking it, and then that new tax that they putting on people is forcing more people to ride the subway instead of being on the road, because it's like you gotta pay now on top of other things. So the subways is about to be crazy. They tighten security even more down there because it's.
Went on the Joe Rogan show and admitted that the Biden Harris administration. That's why we left the platform in the first place, Mark. But thank you for coming out, being honest and transparent. That way we all can connect the dots and realize that it's this current administration. Oppress, depress, oppress, all of that of us. All of us. It's not no color thing, race thing, gender. And right. So we can start with the project. So thank you, Mark Zuckerberg, for being honest. I know it takes a lot of courage to do something like that, especially in the climate that we are in right now.
Yeah, people are being sensitive a lot nowadays. A lot of things that they they were saying has been either, and this is why I've been saying that it's not that I don't like silencing people. I don't like not being able to answering questions of people back, but it needs to be respectful. It needs to be respectful. At least understand that some people are unwilling to take your shit. If it isn't respectful. Uh, we should understand each other's stance. You are willing to listen to what someone else got to say about you, but it needs to be, again, respectful. And if it's disrespectful, then you know, and say that we are unwilling to hear that part as well. The degrading side, the belittling side of because we have heard that almost our entire life. We need a little bit change, a little bit positivity that can help us push forward.
Burned up. Because there was
So, somebody said that it'd be some.
9 is awake. What's up?
But I don't want to know because it
You
just.
say you made an edit of me?
We all know what it is. It's
I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
scary. It's scary.
I'll go and check it out. How you doing? Good morning, by the way.
Be Diddy. Everybody. Because my only proof is that it's not plastered all over the news. Like if his house.
I'll go and check it out. I'll go and check it out.
Be
Maybe I should. I'll come back to this video. Video. Let me see. Let me see here. Okay. Please don't say that you. I'm asking your permission. Should I upload it or not? You of course you can. Please upload it. Yeah. Of course, why not? I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a good idea. So, sup, Uriel, am I saying that right? Uriel from Toscani. Good morning to you, man. I'm fine. I don't know where you're from. Where I'm at is morning. But I say, how are you? How are you doing? But you can post it for sure. I mean, after yesterday, yeah, well, your mother did got me a little bit. I have to be honest. She did got me a little bit emotional, considering she said that she's learning from me, and honestly, I'm learning from everything, and so I really appreciate what she said, and it really made my day. Instead, it wasn't emotional like it got me down. Actually, it got me it elevated my feeling. It made me feel right inside that I just didn't know how to handle it. So I again thank you.
I don't feel good, but it hit my mind, and I'm like, be Diddy. Everybody. Because my only proof is that it's not plastered all over the news. Like if his house burned down, it would be every at that house, and we
So
would
what
know.
are you playing, bro? I'm not playing any. I'm not playing any game at the moment. It's too early in the morning. It's too early in the morning. I'll show you what I'm doing, but I'm not playing any games. It's too. Come on. I mean, um, most of the times if I wake up, I just decide to go on YouTube, or because that's how I read my news of the world, what's ongoing. I just go on YouTube and find some simple, I guess, simple articles about what is going on around the world, and this is what I'm watching.
Here of assuming that hey, somebody did that. Yeah, you can't convince. You know what I mean? So I don't think it did, but
It's morning where I'm at. It's morning again. It's morning. Very 6 a.m. in the morning. So I'm awake. I'm fully awake, and I have slept just less than you think. I guess, but yeah, I slept. Many people are very they always ask me. They tend to ask me like, "Get yourself some sleep." I have slept, and only 2 hours, I guess. I feel very elevated right now, so I'm willing to just read, to just I guess learning things just like this dude.
They start figuring out whose home is whose, and what was burnt down and everything like now. Right now, they're still actively fighting those fires, so they probably haven't surveyed, but I'm pretty sure somebody's noticed that would notice if it.
Okay, we need something like
Hey, keep on scoring, my guy. You're always welcome.
and career that you know it has
You're
to be
always
true.
welcome back. Don't feel free to
So
come
let
back.
me introduce Gonzalez Garcia. This guy is not scheduled to as a Rhodes Scholar. All right.
My guy. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Dumbest person on the face of the earth. I mean, I'm just guessing.
I appreciate it. My guy.
No. But on the 29th of December, at about 1:10 in the morning, we get an alarm at a Dollar General out in Poinciana. And we respond to the alarm and find there's been a burglary and a theft. So we start the investigation, and we have some video of the guy who breaks into the store. Looks at this video and goes, "Well, I recognize that guy. I talked to him about a cell phone. He wanted a cell phone." Interestingly enough, there's a cell phone stolen from the burglary. And not only that, he asked about employment. I gave him an application. I got his phone number.
No. Am I stupid? I didn't cut that. Maybe the dumbest guy on earth should be. No, I got it. No. This is funny. It's funny. I'm lacking. You know, maybe I haven't heard that what he said.
So, you know, there are times in this job and career that you know it has to be true because you can't even make it up.
Okay.
So let me introduce you to Martin Gonzalez Garcia.
What's up, Martin Gonzalez?
Is not scheduled to be as a Rhodes Scholar.
Right.
All right. This guy I mean, I'm just
Why? Tell me.
December. At about 1:10 in the morning, we get an alarm at a Dollar General out in Poinciana.
Mm-hmm.
And we respond to the alarm and find there's been a burglary and a theft. So we start the investigation.
He burglarized a
and we have
house
some video
and he stole
of
something.
the
Okay.
guy who breaks into the store.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, the manager looks at this video and goes, "Well, I recognize that guy.
The manager know the guy.
Yeah, I talked to him about a cell phone. He wanted a cell phone."
That's fucked up.
Interestingly enough, there's a cell phone stolen from the burglary. And not only that, he asked about employment. I gave him an application.
The manager gave him an application.
Well, not only that, I got his phone number.
Oh, fucked up.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, this dude is.
These people really exist. You may be one of them. I don't know, but they exist. They exist, bro.
What's up? What's up, Harif? Hey, you still kept that. You still kept my name from your. Yes. What's up? What's up to you, man? I say I say remove. Just put your own name, my guy. Put your own name. Put just Arif instead of Dimanta and Arif.
night shift
I
take
mean,
home.
I'm saying this. I'm saying this. You know why I'm saying this? I say I will promote you. I will promote you, but you need to promote yourself first. You need to put everything your name first. You need to. I need to see everything that you own. You don't have to. I will promote you. I will put. I will tell people to like your channel, to follow you, to subscribe on your, but you need to start something of your own. You need really to do something that makes you elevated. You need to show a part of yourself. You need to show me how Malaysians look like, how the things that maybe one day I might visit you, because I think it's amazing, bro. It's amazing, but you should, it should be from yourself. It should be you. You create something bigger for yourself. Okay, that's good. That's good. But how you doing, man? Good morning.
Don't look at me. I'm not drinking.
You
Okay.
say okay,
I'm not
okay,
on the
okay.
phone.
I heard you. I hear you. Welcome back. You're welcome back, man.
Get a 911 hang up. A 911 call. Did you hear that? A 911 call. I'm sober as most judges
Nice,
are.
nice to hear that you're doing well.
We get a 911 call. Our deputies respond to Cardinal Street in Poinciana to a vacant house with a for sale sign in the yard. So we're checking the house. That's where the 911 call came from. The sliding glass doors open. So we go in and we check it out, and voila, there's
And what time is it there? What time is it in Malaysia? Let me know, man.
Alicia
Alicia was involved. Fucked up.
Mukasa. She's 22. That's right, they're in the house. We, of course, take them into custody. Martin confesses to both of the burglaries. It that they're in the house, and here's what she said.
What's she saying?
I swear she said this.
What did she say?
It's hard for me to even get this out. She dialed 911 to have a deputy come there to help them move their belongings and take them to the airport.
They call
So
police on themselves?
that they don't
That's
like
crazy.
Florida anymore. Did you hear? Did you hear that?
Yeah, that's stupid. That's
From
stupid.
inside the house that they'd broken into, so we could help them pack up and give them a ride to the airport so they could return to New York. Where some prenatal vitamins?
I don't want to say that, but
I don't know if you're not taking them like you're supposed to on schedule or something. I've heard complaints that those prenatal vitamins are big and stuff. What it is,
you know, maybe
not.
maybe they were in trouble. Maybe they needed some help on burglarizing on burglarizing the house, but yeah, nah, I think it's stupid.
To deteriorate and shut.
You cannot reason with this, man. This is stupid.
All of the chocolate milk in the schools and stuff. Maybe it was something. I'm trying to pinpoint that. I need your help. Cause what from New York to do something like that? Or you could have been from Baltimore because he used to be there. Or he has an outstanding warrant in Cleveland, Ohio. You could be from Cleveland.
Hey,
But for some reason,
you know,
I don't think even as
I don't think it's I don't think it's location based. You know, some people's in Cleveland, New York, and all these other places that he just named are pretty much smart to not do whatever these two did. So no, I don't think it has anything to do with location. It's just they are stupid.
inclined as Baltimore and New York is to not enforce the law, that you would think it's dial 911 to catch a ride out of the place. Well, there is something wrong with it. You know, in New York, they're not going to hold you responsible for a minor burglary like that with nothing stolen out of the house. You know, they're going to let you go.
But in Florida, it's different.
No jail bail or...
And I bet they thought they had squatters' rights. I bet they thought that, oh, well, we call them, they can't do nothing to us. We got squatters' rights. I guarantee that's what they...
Their deal is up there, but newsflash, they weren't in Cleveland. They were in Polk County, Florida. In Polk County, Florida, we lock you up. New phone, new cell phone, girlfriend, we took all of that stuff, and we gave them a ride. It wasn't to the airport.
To the precinct.
It was to the county jail.
Yep.
This is in New York City. Hey, maybe the county jail in Polk County is better than New York City. It's certainly safer than New York City. So, but if this is the beginning of 2023, we've got a lot.
It is in 2023, so it's this last, this couple years back.
Who's ever said, hey, I'm in the middle of a burglary here, but I'd like a ride to New York. Can you take me to the airport? She said that. Questions you want, but I don't know how to make sense of that. I guess you say, well,
ask them questions, man.
Think, honey? Well, we're not in New York anymore. Give me a kiss goodbye, because we're not going to
not seeing each other
jail
ever.
cell in Polk County. It's crazy. Y'all have a good day. Help us catch.
Bonnie and Clyde for sure.
They are definitely a couple right there, fam. I don't even know. I don't even know how you get to that point.
It was just been taught all of our lives for the past 104 years since it happened that it was just a mob violence, that it was just angry. Finally finding out that no, this is actually very systemic and very calculated to the point where they have police deputizing people within 30 minutes. I'm just saying everything was extremely in unprecedented they are and how widespread they were, and in the midst of that fire, one of the historically black neighborhoods was burned to a crisp.
We are taught,
We talked about that
even from a
yesterday.
young age, well, we're honestly taught nothing. In our schools, we're not taught about money, right? We didn't learn what is good debt, what is bad debt, what is an asset versus what is a liability. The average adult has no idea what these things are because we're not taught in school how to handle money, how to grow money, how to make sure we don't end up poor. And then on top of that, they tell us, let's go to college. So we go to college. We take out $200,000 in loans and walk out of college in debt that's going to take 30 years to pay off, that we can never get ahead of to get a job that we're making $40,000 a year. So we take out $200,000 in debt just to earn a salary making $40,000, which is going to take us 30 years to pay back that $200,000 in debt. And then what's worse than that is they tell you, put your money in a bank, save, right? Saving is safe. Yeah, you have no idea that the bank is taking your money and then investing it, which is exactly what you should be doing too. And the solution, just put in the curriculum in our school districts how to learn about money, how to learn about investing, how to learn about budgeting, how to learn about taxes. But here we are, and it's not our teachers' fault, right? Our teachers want to teach this stuff, but we won't put it in the curriculum. Why is that? The government wants to keep you poor. The government.
But at some point, we have to ourselves say, okay, they're not going to teach us. We have to teach.
Yep.
Only gripe about it.
That's the only
Information is out
solution.
there. We just
That's
got to go
the
find it.
only
We no
solution.
longer can rely on them.
They are
to
not
give
going
it.
to teach.
We see
No,
what
no,
happens if we
they are
sit around
not
and
going
wait
to
for them
teach you.
to give us the information. We'll never receive it, and we'll only get what they want us to have, which means they keep us where they want us to keep, where they want to keep us. No, we no longer allow that. We see that it's not being offered, and we see that it's important. We need to get the information. We have phones, we have access, we have all this information at our fingertips. We have to just rely on each other to say, hey, look here. Do you know information? Yeah, get this tax information here. This. We just be a bunch of complainers sitting around saying what they didn't do for us. We got to take it in our own hands and grab it and take control at this point. Because, yeah, we definitely weren't taught. And I know my folks didn't have the answers. They were trying to figure it out. So I can't blame them. They did not have the answers. They told me, go get a job. They told me, go to... Now, the part about the loans are in that situation with student loans. And they didn't... who not only paid for his school, paid for his living expenses with.
Yeah. The student loans are always troubles. The troubles.
Like he didn't know any better.
The attack, drones. People are out there using drones right now and interfering with the firefight in a pretty significant way.
That's correct. As over the last few years, we've seen an increase in personal drone activity. You know, this message we try and get out to the public is if you fly, we can.
California state officials say there have been at least 40 incidents involving drones, forcing firefighters to temporarily ground air operations. One drone even hit a super scooper, putting a hole in the wing and taking it out of commission. How terrible is that?
It's very significant. There's no excuse for flying a drone. It's just willful misbehavior at this point, which is hard for me to fathom in an incident like this.
While the FAA has issued a warning for drones to stay out of
No
the
drone
skies,
fly zone. That's
firefighters
crazy.
still have to control
We are
the
getting to
drones
the point
and
that
the airspace.
drones are having their own policies as well. Drones are starting to have their own policies. So simple shit that people like to enjoy and using so that they can. I guess drones are gadgets. That's how I view them. Now people are getting policies over them too, just like the steps, the electric steps, and many others. Now we having drones. Now we have to police people to. Now we have to police people to use drones. It makes sense if you are starting fires, but I don't think it's the drones that started fires. It's the people. It should be the people. It should, yeah, the weather modification and everything. I think that's the case. I think that's the case. I don't think it has to do. It has anything to do with the drones, but now they're starting to pointing fingers. You know, seeking a solution or an excuse so that they can. I guess it feel right. It feel right to point fingers at something. At this point, yes.
This in a real blanket fashion to all the goes down. The technology just doesn't exist.
You're relying on people asking common sense. The FBI is working with fire officials to try to catch unauthorized drone operators. federal crime, punishable with up to a year in prison and a fine of up to $75,000. Drone restrictions in wildfire areas will remain in place until at least the 23rd of January.
Now to the growing questions about LA County's response to the fires and the lack of water to fight them. ABC's Jacqueline Lee is in Altadena with this major part of the story. Good morning, Jack.
Access to water critical for first responders and residents. You can see those flames burning in the hillside. It's powerful and destruction so widespread. As you see a coffee shop with nothing left behind. This morning, as people trickle back into their devastated communities,
I can see my wall working. I can see so many remnants of what used to be.
Lucia Cooper and her fiance Alex stunned to see the Altadena home they spent 4 years in reduced to ashes. What do you guys regret not taking with you?
Definitely my box of keepsakes. It had, my dad fought in World War II, came back to a segregated country, and there were little fragments of his tours around the Pacific that I really wish that I kept.
Stories now emerging about the lack of adequate water supply as firefighters and residents battled the flames. The water supply cut off.
Yeah, they shut the water off on us.
After watching her home burn to the ground in Altadena, 24-year-old Marcella
What's up,
Manuel
Jason?
ran to her grandmother's.
What's up, Mr. Jason Diaz?
They shut the water off on us, and you know, there was nothing we could do. Like, we didn't have any water to try to put out anything, and you know,
I tried my best because the Gavin Newsom convened an independent investigation into the reported issue. While the LA fire chief claims her department.
Yeah, what's up, Jason? I can read you. I can read what you're typing. I can read everything. I see. How you doing? Good morning.
you see the rake, all of this. Up of the materials that we use to make sure and in hopes that this doesn't happen again.
Ability to obtain home insurance after
I woke up a while ago, and well, I just decided to watch some news,
rebuilding and the state banning insurance companies
on YouTube then, because I never watch actual TV. I don't watch TV. I'm getting my news on YouTube. So, how's your day?
Now to the growing
That's going to be the big. But you could.
Nice to hear that, my guy.
And let's see how they fix it. They wanted our votes. They wanted us to trust in them, the leadership. Let's see how they fix it.
Anything interesting? Anything that I need to know? Like any big news that I need? Because the news that I'm seeing is like the most common stuff, about wildfires in Cali. It's like everybody's talking about it, At some point, I think you can have you can be like enough. You're having enough of it. Was active. You graduated college. Wow, congrats, man. My God. Many congratulations, my God. That's what I like to hear.
Hardworking, so I feel like men looking at my body can see, oh, okay, she's dedicated.
that's not the reason why. Can we bring in the disagreements?
At least, at least I say congratulations, man. You know why I'm sad about the rest. If people actually can view that you have graduated from college, it would be nice that they also, at least congratulate you from what you have achieved, my guy. It's great to hear that, and continue your greatness.
I don't think that guys really care a whole lot as long as the girl isn't really over.
I'm amazed that you
More people would like.
that you graduated, but I think you're capable of many things. So go, don't stop.
But she's for the streets.
You say, do I have any news that I want to share? Well, I, pers- I would say personally, if you are willing to hear, then my father was sick a couple of days ago. He was in the hospital, and but I think, he's all right. I think he's all right. He's all right by now.
For the first match that she had on the Pop the Balloon, right? Set at a $2,000 goal, which no one. To go back
That's the only thing that I have to share. I'm from Europe.
absolute work to me. Hell is this?
That's not bad.
She's for the streets. She's for the cobblestone. She's for.
Okay, well, with that being said, Jason, is it a yes for you for her? Okay, and Charisma, is it a yes for you for him? Yes. We got a man!
By the way, a very quick search on her digital footprint actually shows that she opened up balloon, right? Set at a $2,000 goal, which no one donated to go back on the show and get another match and to still have this active is absolutely
Yes, I do.
wild work.
I play. I like playing soccer. I haven't played it for a while, but I do like playing soccer. I like playing soccer. I like playing basketball with my brothers. I never played it as an actual, in a league, but I would say soccer. I did play in a small league near from in Europe, and it was fun. But I love soccer more than basketball, even though they're both just. I would say I can be very intensive in any sport. If once I give my grind, once I give my groove, then I can be a dangerous person. I can be a dangerous in any position.
Is a chef's kiss piece the time here today. I guarantee it. Now, the conversation.
I played soccer in high school. That's dope. That's dope. And
They do.
what's your what's your favorite position to play? Yesterday I spoke to a friend. Well, to a sub, a new sub. He was also playing soccer, and he played right winger and striker position, which is amazing. And so
New account, my official page. What the hell is
I'm curious to know which position have you played in high school?
piece? Use my code for.
I can tell you where I played. I played in a right back position. I played central back and left back as well, but my favorite position is right back. I played winger position as well. I played striker, but I'm a defender. Let's say I'm a defender.
We must listen to the rest of this. We must.
You say you like to play goalie. Okay, that's dope. That's dope.
Right in front of us. Shout out to all of the.
I guess we can link up very perfectly if we play soccer because I'm a defender. I'm one of the. I can be a tough defender. I like tackles.
and nasty,
Damn.
debaucherous work. Oh, I'm looking today. I'm showing my ass cheeks. Is that a BBL?
She
Now, if I said
is
it once, I said it
different.
before. A person's digital presence is just and they're in at faking an in presence because their lust for validation or attention seeking, which is and what I maintain is that masculine men worth their weight in salt will be taken. But seems like a very basic concept, but for some odd reason, many modern women today just completely they're walking around with digital images as if they were OnlyFans stars. So we're gonna watch this catch up, and I want to give you guys my in-person reaction. But before we do, the gentleman, Jason,
A lot of people ask that, man. I think it's I can I'll let people guess. I don't like I don't like to answer the question. Just guess.
and I said,
I'm gonna let
"Shut
you
up."
guess. In what?
And he said, "Yo, bro, the reaction that you did in tears. I believe it was like one of those reunion pop the balloon shows.
But I feel like it's unnecessary to tell each other's age, and it's meaningless. You won't have anything with it if I tell you my own age. So just let you know.
Narratives of the world of what professional, wholesome black men look like, but at the same time, not being a simp or image of a gangster or a thug. Then you see the men being insecure and do not allow their women to be naked, whether it's in reality or online. They shame men.
Well, I do not want my women to be, I mean, naked on the crowd and stuff. I don't like that. I have to be very honest. I do not condone seeing my uh, seeing my girlfriend.
Type of man that he is, and he don't deal with a woman who projects thought. Anyway, I say trust me, our brother, when I say that it's part of my mission. We need to take back our image and demonstrate that right? And then my response to him talking about times I said, hi, I'm on that as well. Now that you guys have an understanding of his mindset, let's get into the actual catch-up video. Now, fast forward like 10 minutes into the conversation. Essentially, they talked about they went on like 2 dates or something like that, and then Charisma,
Man, this smells
left,
good.
was supposed to fly to Jason City, so let's ask Jason why, what has been going wrong, so he begins to talk about some of the concepts. Let's get at it.
Nice. So, Jason, once you left, because you, how'd everything go? Have you been back? Have you gone over to him, Charisma? How's everything?
We've been back every week.
We had planned on meeting up, and so was trying a little bit more because I was like, you know what? Since we're gonna do this whole dating thing was going on, I'm gonna go ahead and
You say I'm just playing. Okay, no
invite,
problem.
and I'll see you within a week. And I was about to go there within that week, and we had discussed that, and we were ready to do that. I was looking at flights, and then all of a sudden, I texted him. I'm like,
You say I'm a nice person. Well, that's all because we should be.
like, hey, like,
We should be.
sure
I know around this world it's tough to.
are we on the same
Just
page?
try to be. Just try to be, and you know what I mean. A genuine human being, man. We don't have to be nice each and every day. I get that sometimes it can be it can be too much as well. You know, showing our good self. But just try, man. Try Just try to do the little stuff that we can do that might get others encouraged. That you know, it amazes me that I sometimes do the right things. Honestly, considering I always actually get I don't know. It's like I don't think it's necessary to state this, but I feel like just we should just try to be whatever you say. I I feel like it's too much sometimes. You don't have to portray. You don't have to act. You don't have to pretend to be whoever you are. Just be whoever you are, man. You don't have to be a nice person either, because we've seen so many movies of heroes being nice or protecting. Uh, this- it has always been within us to be whatever. So what you say, nice, so called nice. Positivity has always been embedded within us. Somehow we chose to invent something that's just that tarnishes our moods sometimes. It's say, am I going to stream tomorrow? I'll try. I'll try for sure. Yeah. Why not? I'm streaming almost daily, by the way. Tomorrow my mother is also coming back, so she's been on a vacation, so she needed a vacation to just ease herself up, go somewhere that she likes and come back home and feel relaxed. So yeah, and I feel like we should also encourage our family members to do stuff that they like. We should always encourage our families to empower our families, friends, or the peoples that we surround ourselves with. In our presence, if we still want to cherish the people that are still alive and still able to to create things for us, or just be there, not necessarily create, just be a part of this world, man. There's so many shit, so many pollution, and yet we see each other's as as trash. That's messed up, man.
Yeah, it's like I said earlier, I'm in this space where if I have a feeling of something where it's like 100% sure that this is going to be, then I'm in the space. I'm almost 30. I'm not entertaining it, even if it's something good.
Right. So I was in. I feel like that though.
Yeah. So
Right.
yeah, there was a couple different things.
I
So,
have I have a large family, man. I have a huge family, and I have a huge family and friends. They're all over the world. Some are in Africa, some are in Europe, some are in America, some are in Australia, some are in Asia. It's just all over the world, man. I'm surrounded by people. I even have a friend. Well, I have a girlfriend who I consider as family, and she's from Philippines as well. So
at the end of the day, I don't have any
do you
vested
have any
interest
family?
as a
Yes,
woman,
my guy. Yes, I have a large family, and that's already enough for me.
I don't care if you fix your shit, right? I'm gonna go off and live my own life and go find a woman that works together with
What
me.
you mean by I, I think your from your question is that you want me to like to say like what is I don't understand what are you asking? What is your question really? What you mean? Because now I'm giving you the benefit to elaborate yourself. What you mean by do you have any family? Because I have already answered your question. I have already a family. What you mean by? I mean, if you are, you say, do you want to create a family? Okay, you mean whether I want a child? Whether I want a child for myself? That's a. I think that's a better question to ask. Whether I want a child for myself, whether I want to create. Okay, yes, I do. Yes, but I don't pressure myself to do that. So I think that's the better question. That's the better answer that I could give. I don't pressure myself when I should do that. I think yeah, the answer is yes. I do want to create a family, but why all of a sudden with this question? Like, why you are, bro? You are why why are you asking all these questions? You are interrogating at this moment. You know what that means, eh? You know what interrogation means. You're being too curious, and it's good to be too curious, but at some point, why?
Revenge, right? So he's just trying to be a good dude right now, right? Because like again, what's in it for him to just be direct and say, hey, listen, I'm a church guy, and
I can tell you one thing. I can tell you one thing too. I'm single. I am single, and I am. I'm single. Just that. You know, and I'm pretty cool at my place wherever I'm at. You say I'm so sorry. Why are you so sorry? So sorry for what? No, you good. I was man, my bad too. My bad. Just because I say you are being too curious. The people are curious, and it's just a label that I like to give when people have a certain curiosity. But you're good, man. You're good. You can always, hey, always shoot. You know what I mean? Shoot.
can't deal
Shoot your
with a bunch of
questions.
bullshit.
I was kind of out of my walk of God for a while.
Yeah.
I got really heavily back into it, and to me,
And I can't take you there
a
with
life
you.
And same goes for the girls, man. Always shoot. But do it consensually.
to that the same fervor that I
Yeah.
right.
I
So
say,
it wasn't
you can always ask, man. Always ask the question. Always shoot. But also with the women, if you want to, if ladies, if you are willing to, you know, whatever you ask me about creating a family, just try to shoot, man. Try, but do it consensually. You know, try to, you know, try to engage with women. To me, I'm good at my place. I'll find I'll find the time when I'll set that straight for myself. But it's good that you was too curious about me. But thank you, thank you for the questions. But you say wait, what you say that sweet, but you just say that you have a girlfriend. You had a girlfriend. You see, there is a difference between had and have. Had and have. I had a girlfriend. That's like the past. The past. But had, I mean, have is at the moment. What the fuck are you confusing me? Have is at the moment. Had is the past. The past is the past. Meaning, I do not live in the past anymore. I live at now, and I can tell you right now that I'm single. That's just the case. And now I sound like a, I sound like a mad dude who's just, you know, who sound like he's seeking love or whatever. No, I'm good. I'm all right, man.
on this path. You know what I'm saying? It's more so I'm going to just look at the situation, kind of go, okay, is this what this situation is getting to be, right?
Okay, but in relationship, being a perfect husband or a perfect wife, you grow together.
Yeah.
So if you were someone that was like, okay, well,
I want to see what's going on, and I want to see if you would be open to the idea of getting closer to God and being active in the church and things like that. And I liked you, and I wanted us to work. I would do that.
By the way, this conversation needs to be studied situation. And he's saying something to her, and then in her mind, she just cannot understand. These are the type of women that leave relationships and call guys like this narcissist, but it's getting the full and unadulterated truth. I keep telling y'all guys, and this is why so many of y'all need to book sessions with me, because I'll give you the real. Even if you don't want to do it on the public platform, we can do it privately. But there's so many of these women today that are remaining single and they cannot figure out why. And it's because they're never receiving the truth. They're never receiving the reality. Because the reality
I can show you.
will scorch, it will burn, and it forces accountability to change something that you think is fine. But is that your ego talking, or is that the component of you that wants actual results in your life?
I would gladly do. I grew up in the church. I was in the church every Sunday.
Yeah.
I even go to the church with my G mama every now and again. Like it's not anything that's foreign to me. So
Do you want? I say
that
if you whether you wanted the name of the video. This is it. Man perfectly handles woman after listening to me. What? He was so this man was listening to this dude just because of this woman. I don't know, man. I'm just watching the video. I have no clue what is going on, what is about.
it's not active right now. Like there has to be
Yeah.
another reason. Like you got to give
No,
me
so that was,
something.
and how you just explained it is the exact thing I meant. I've been in a situation before with exes, stuff like that before, where it was me trying to build them to be a certain kind of person, right? And
I've
that's
been
what I
to
did.
church, but it was a while ago.
I'm at a place where it's like, and it's not that somebody has to
I
be
would say
perfect. It's
at least
I, I would like that person to
seven,
be at
6 months ago.
I'm at, and I know that how I am. I know that, like for example, because I'm like I said, I'm getting back into a certain place, right? I know that for me, I would even prefer that woman to be almost stronger in her faith and ministry than I am currently, because of the fact that, like with us, because how we vibe and stuff like that. I'll be real with you. We probably be out partying, we be out, turning up, having fun, stuff like that, which is cool. If I was in a different place in life, I'm not at that place, and I knew that that's like I have a high emotional intelligence, and I can tell that lifelong it would not be
You should,
much.
my guy. You
I
should.
would
You
look,
should. I
even though
encourage you to do it, man. That's it's
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 something
important.
that was such
Definitely
a
around times like this, you should. You should. I went. Let me stop this. The thing is, I went and did it, even though I'm Muslim. I'm Muslim based, so But I did went. It was a friend of mine that actually encouraged me to go with him and his family, and I went, and it was a very eye opening moment. It's just different. It's different to what I have been through and what I've experienced my entire life. Or I grew up what I believe, and still I appreciated it. And I would say I would encourage everybody who's actually who's a believer of a believer of Christianity or a believer in general. I would say just do it. It doesn't matter whether you're Muslim or Hinduism or whatever. Just sometimes you need God. Sometimes you just need. Sometimes you you always need God. You need God, so do it. I would say do it. I encourage people to do that. It's most definitely, and it doesn't matter the amount of times that you go. It doesn't matter. You are never lost. You're never lost just because you haven't go there for a while. Just seek yourself some time and just do it. Just do it. I'm thinking about doing it myself in the near future, but it's just there are so many barriers in my life, but still, I feel like it's it will help me if I do it again, and I'm willing to do that. But I need to set some things straight before I get back to that. So I encourage you to just go to church.
Ask when she was up there, and I was like, okay, do you have any questions for her? Like,
Good question,
was
Arlette.
one of your questions, how involved are you in ministry? How is your relationship with God? What, like, was that any of your questions to
Beating
her?
around it.
No, but that was the thing that
Yeah, that's
she
good.
said in the break that we had a conversation about, right?
That's
And
good. That's good.
it
Jason,
wasn't that she lied or anything
get
like that.
yourself
It
some
was
work, man. And shout out to shout out to you, man.
because it was a shock. Oh, I didn't know that. Let's maybe run it back. But it wasn't something to, and it's not like a deal breaker. So I will won't deal with somebody because of it. It's a deal breaker because where I'm at in my life, and I won't long term deal with that person. You said
Almost the same thing, but
okay. What I'm saying is
you
that
did
I
make it
wouldn't.
a deal breaker where you no longer want to deal with her.
That's not realistic though. You don't wake up and be like, okay, God's gonna send me some is just perfect, like in every way.
Perfect,
And
no.
like there's always gonna be something about that person that is not gonna be
Hey,
all the way there.
I
And
appreciate it. I appreciate it. And you're always welcome back to my stream, man. Of course, you're always welcome back. Let's have more conversation. Maybe I could learn a lot from you as well.
we
No,
have
maybe I could learn from you a lot.
you was on the drums, you was showing me that you know how to play drums and stuff like that. Like we didn't have enough conversation for you to even. So I feel like you're going on be my social media.
So up to this point in the go. So he's trying not to bring up the social media to address it.
I'm looking at a whole picture of something that goes like, for example, I'll use another example that makes sense. Say somebody's a personal trainer, right? And say they are trying to they're trying to have a personal training business and they want a person to couple with them for that. They can very well get a relationship with the person who is in shape, but they're not on that same level of like personal training, and they can be great for that person, whatever. They also can get a relationship with somebody who's also a personal trainer and go forward together towards a certain goal. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like it's a thing where it was like I couldn't have a relationship with you because of it. Right. But because I know where I want my life to be, I know that it's not a long term realistic situation that I would be in long term. Even though it's great, it's fun, you're fun, great, stuff like that.
So
That's what I'm looking at. It's a long term thing. Of
Hold
course.
on, one moment, Charisma. Let me ask you first. What would make you say your social media? What's wrong with your social media? Or what do you think?
I mean, I didn't personally think there was something wrong with my.
People, but they're not checking their social medias. What's
Out there was like this big old. And it, like
Yeah, they was doing a lot. They was doing
what
a
is
lot.
it? What is the like a
Reaction video, and they were being super derogatory.
it was a reaction video, and they like dogged me out for like coming on the show looking a certain way, and then my social media was, I guess, another way. Which my what I would like to say about that is, for any occasion, if we're going dress accordingly. If I need to look sexy, I'm gonna dress like that. If I'm going on a date, I'm gonna dress accordingly. If I'm going to church, I'm gonna dress accordingly. Like, so I didn't understand that. And then also any
Girl, you're
provocative.
doing too much, man. She, I have to be very honest, but them pictures were too much.
That have
I
me
understand them.
I don't know, like I get that social media and what you put out there and how you look and how you present yourself is a big factor in how someone might perceive
You
you
say,
or
can
even
we
just
leave now? See you tomorrow. For sure, for sure.
Alex. I'm in the beauty industry, so I'm gonna be look way one day and look a totally different person another day. Like
I'll
I
see you
don't know,
tomorrow.
just you guys.
Much love to you, man.
they have it? Again, she brought up social media. So deep down,
that it's an issue, but it's every excuse in the book to prioritize something that men generally do not like, and especially a real Christian man definitely doesn't for it, or excuses of I did it a long time ago. Meanwhile, they're trying to get into a relationship with a man that
You say you don't want to leave. How come? How come?
of lingerie. She doesn't respect those men, but she expects the guy in a relationship to respect her letting her body out there to show for men that she doesn't even respect. By the way, I heard when he said losers reacting. I don't know if he saw my specific reaction video, and I should have asked him actually. But my guess is that she saw my reaction video. There's a ton of people that react to shit. But again, they want you to get over the barrier of how they present themselves in reality or how they present themselves up in social media to get to find out who they really are. They're putting up barriers to any marriage-minded masculine man would not even try to attempt to cross. By the way, a very quick search on her
She
digital
got
footprint actually
2,000
shows that she opened up a
K
GoFundMe for the first match that
on
she had on
GoFundMe.
the
It's
book.
not nothing bad. Nothing bad.
Donated
That's
to it. To
messed
go
up, man.
back
It's
on the
messed up.
show
It's
and
messed up
say
that
other
nobody
matches and
donated.
to still have this active is absolutely wild work to me. Your online presence got you disqualified, baby girl. You have to accept that. And if you want different outcomes in your life, you may need to
They tried to say that I was, a sex worker and all these things because of my social media, and I never did deny anything like that. So
Be
it
honest.
was funny to me.
I'm your parent.
And so now, when he reached out to you and he said this statement, what was the conversation like after that? Did you guys even have a discussion after that, or it was just he said what he said and that was it?
You don't get it. She's really chill. Like you don't get it. Like when she says she's a chill girl for real. Like her the way she responds is not like even when she responded, it wasn't like this like argument thing or like this back and forth whatever. She's chill. So she was just like,
well, I'm just the type of person where if you I surely. So when he said what he said, literally all I said was okay because peace out. Of any options. I'm tripping, like whatever you feel is best for you, that could be my blessing.
As you
You know
should.
what I'm
As you
saying? Like
should.
I'm never gonna be like, oh, but why? Or oh, but
She's a strong woman.
it was.
It's hilarious to me that these women actively talk about blessings but don't understand the basic concept of faith without works is dead. If a man rejects you due to your online presence, your response is, well, if he don't like me, I won't like him. Instead of fixing the issue. But to her credit, if men are not being upfront with her with the real reason why they are deselecting her, then maybe she just doesn't have that information. To that I say, book a session.
I was hoping for better news, honestly, because you guys had such a breakthrough moment on the show.
Historic.
Yeah, I was really hoping it was going to go somewhere. But so just so I can clarify and everything, Jason, for you noticed the differences when you guys were hanging out that one whole full day, or like when you noticed, like, yeah, we're not on the same path in life. That was during that day, like that's when you noticed it.
Yeah, that and then even like the days after and then like I'm not gonna say that social media didn't play a role in general because to me social media is it's a way that you market the things that are important to you or a big part of your life.
I agree.
And how you are.
I agree.
And my thing is, like I told Charisma, I said, like, even the video I made, a reaction video to those guys, my thing is, however somebody chooses to make their money, do their life, present themselves, whatever, that is 100% up to them. I'm not going to judge them or say, oh, you're wrong for this. That does not mean that I
rock with it.
Will place myself in a relationship with that person or feel like, I want to go down a path with that person. Even though I can step back and say, hey, I respect your hustle, doing what you're doing, like she said, she got paid for it, stuff like that. But I know 100%.
It's not for you.
In no way, shape, or form, a woman that I would want to marry, would I be like, okay, I'm cool with this, even if you're getting money from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that was years ago. I did that shoot years ago. Like, that has nothing to do.
Yeah, but they don't flow with some dudes like that,
You know?
Of course,
like that. It's
I
just,
wish you the best of luck. I swear.
You as well. Yeah, we still been cool. I mean, there's no like, it's no bad.
Damn, bro, nigga is swerving on high swervo.
But yeah.
That's good. And
it is wild to me that she's still defending how she dem.
Him no more. I don't.
Yeah, she don't follow me no more. She don't follow me.
I don't care about that.
It's cool.
oh no. Okay. And then Charisma, you said if he would have asked you more questions, if you guys would have had a discussion, you said you have no problem with kind of following a man down that path, or is that a journey you want within yourself even? Like,
oh yeah, no, that's something that I want within myself. That's something that I definitely like I said before, I was raised that way, so that's not something that I'll ever neglect in my life. Especially, I do believe that God is what successful marriage. So if I ever see myself getting married, God will be involved for sure. So whether or not I'm going to church every Sunday, he definitely a big believer in prayer. So like
Did you pray when you took that photo shoot? That's fucked up. Chill. You gotta relax.
I don't know.
That provocative, your words, not mine, picture that you had on your Instagram is something you got paid for years ago. Is there a reason that it's still up?
Good question.
Or have you thought about
I'm
down?
I'm never going to. I'm very happy with all of my photos. I've been taking photos. I love taking pictures, by the way. I've been taking pictures since I was a love all of my pictures. There's not one picture where I'm naked or being provocative or I'm bent over or, like all of my pictures are done. And so
the picture looked pretty wild, man.
If Fashion Nova hit me up today and was like, oh, we saw you in that picture and we want you to do another, I would definitely do it. And my husband or whoever I'm with will be okay with that and understand that it's a photo. Somebody got to do it.
I'm a godly woman, but Fashion Nova hit me up, baby. We got the bag. The amount of delusion here is incredible. Based off of a photo that she took years ago, and she probably got paid $172 for. She's standing on business right now. I said earlier that maybe it's due to upfront or forthright with her, but we actually see now that no, her modern woman ego is just too damn big. Even when presented with the information, I'm proud. I've been doing this since I was a kid. Man, bro dodged a big ass bullet, and he wouldn't have known so unless he took a look at your presence.
So that's what it is. I don't think pictures supposed to define who you are or any of that.
Kind of just to wrap things up here, what are some of your projects you guys are working on?
All right, I guess this conversation is done.
It's over. It is over.
Professionalism, but this is what you got to do when you're on that stage, which is more of the podcast, more of the creating of the content.
You can see that was that.
We can break it down at a molecular level to really extract the lessons learned. But shout out again to Jason. Jason, I don't know why you were clapping when she was mentioning Fashion Nova. We as men should not be congratulating their delusion, because if we continue to,
we should not be congratulating their delusion.
In order
they want to look beautiful, then let them be.
Life. But to a degree, I understand it. The way that she's answering these questions means to me. Guys, drop me your comments. Let me know what you think about the piece of content that we had here today. Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comment box down below. And last but not least, guys, check out the description box. My men's self-development community is on and cracking. If you are interested in connecting with a brotherhood of men focused on developing and upgrading themselves to the best men that they can possibly be, individually if you want to
It's
give your
interesting,
financial.
but nah, thank you. I don't want to be. Damn, bro. That picture does look crazy. I ain't gonna lie. And she look.
Ask us even a question. Uh-oh. Here we go. This is prime Asmongold content. Here we go.
Fit women are more attractive than fat women. Will the agreeers
agree fit women are more attractive than like plus size women, only because me having this body, it shows that I can commit to something, and it shows that I'm hardworking. So I feel like men looking at my body can see, oh, okay, she's dedicated.
That's not.
That's not the reason. You do. Yeah.
Definitely go for like a more muscular guy.
Can we bring in the disagreeers?
Flamed alive right now.
I'm bisexual. Personality-wise, the skinniest ones have had a personality that I cannot work with.
Damn. Why is it? Damn, it's becoming personal.
Girls. I think that most guys, you don't need to be a 85-pound cat girl in order to have guys that like you. I think having a pulse is preferable. And I would make a joke about that, but I think I'll skip it. I don't think that guys really care a whole lot as long as the girl isn't really, really overweight. But I wonder which one more people would like.
If you see me, you consider me obese?
I wouldn't say that you're obese, but it's like medically,
So,
you know.
so like for
So
example,
you're medically obese though.
No,
Yes.
What the hell is this? But she's for the streets.
Oh shit. Okay, that was it, guys. That was it.
United. On your man. Come on. Hello, we are the Busby Boys. Hello, we are the Busby Boys. And if you are a city for surrender or you'll die, we all follow United. Hello, is this a library? Is this a library? Is this a library?
You actually got a United shirt on. Man, that's crazy.
Is this the Etihad? Oh, wait, there's nothing you can see. Vieira, whoa, Vieira, whoa. He's miles off. No, he's not. He's touched it.
Yeah,
Bro, that's a fucking disgrace. Miles off. He's fucking miles off. But he's interfered with it. He's interfered. I thought he interfered.
Okay, this did gonna be 15 minutes, 17 minutes shouting at his best fucking favorite club. I ain't gonna lie, I can be like that sometimes if I'm watching Real Madrid, but I guess it's love, your love for your favorite club.
Shot you, everybody shot you, get back. Now, of course, after Cuffin was out here saying whatever he wanted to say, it seemed like Lou. So they decided to call up Cuffin's phone, and this is how that went.
What's good?
You doing that to Cuffin ass, you heard?
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Boy, he be politicking too much. Don't do some of that, boy.
Oh, to me? This ain't no coke. All right, what are niggas to me and for what? Why are they doing something to me? Not going after their ops. Why they going after a real demon?
Yeah, you want to be a demon?
Nah, wait, so how much they saying that's on my head, real shit? Cause I gotta know.
Yeah, you stay out of New York, you heard?
I'm from New York.
GG's.
Oh, nah, I'm Florida. Over there for ancient faith. Yeah.
Niggas, I don't wanna pick my face game. That's mad sus.
You a faggot, you heard?
Oh! Get that low life. What you gonna do if they really catch you? You gonna just me ain't like blow my stick. You get caught lacking. Gotta blow my stick and just hope it hits him. Yeah, I can't. I ain't little TJ. Watch where you point that out, bro.
want to get banned. I ain't let TJ. If they say I can't smoke my snuff, word to bro, bitch, add out. I'm gonna add out. You talk about me. You see this cocky on me? Bite on the back, you hard? Throwing it me. Bro, just chill, bro. Go to hurry up. Bro, just chill. The clock is gonna be on the
Black. Man, the use is the use
No,
is
as you guys
cooked.
can see from that phone call, it seems like the goons are on to Cuffham, but it seems like Mr. Cuffham is also ready as well because he did show about this whole situation.
You gotta protect yourself. Protect yourself every day. Every day.
Which was black. Actually, I need to stop everyone here. I've seen this claim being made by so many African Americans.
So many of us have been conditioned. Let's go to genealogy. Let's go to genealogy. So much. Saint Mark. This is her son, Saint Augustine. And yet, when we born 354 AD, Saint Mark was born 332 AD. Archaeologists uncovered a series of
Wait. Let's ask Google. Let's read this. It say Google. No, the Phoenicians were not black. DNA studies shows that the Phoenicians were part of the ancient Mediterranean subterranean and were not Africans. For example, the genome of the young man of Bisra, who was from the Carthage. Carthage is, I think, Cartagena, and that's a part in that's some region in Spain, by the way. Carthage area was more closely related to Europeans. See, it makes sense again. The Phoenicians originated in the eastern Mediterranean, not in Europe or Africa. Okay, some speculate that they may have migrated to Phoenicia from elsewhere, or even traced back to India as far as 10,000 BC, but there is no archaeological or genetic evidence to it. Okay.
this is what you get.
Let's continue reading. Thoughts about Phoenician ethnicity. Okay, for 4 seconds. The short answer is that the Phoenicians, an ancient Semitic people, originated in the coastal region of what is now Lebanon, along with part of Syria and northern Israel, Palestine, were not black in the sense that that term is commonly used today, i.e., for example, of sub-Saharan African origin or appearance. In antiquity, people of the Mediterranean and Near East were ethnically diverse, but the Phoenicians are best understood as what? Levantine. I might even say Levantine, meaning their language, culture, and ancestral ties points to the Eastern Mediterranean rather than to sub-Saharan Africa. Okay, below is a more comprehensive discussion of this topic. So the geographic and cultural context, geographic homeland, the Phoenicians along lived along the eastern Mediterranean coast, roughly modern day Lebanon. Okay, with notable states such as Tyre or Sidon. I have no clue what I'm reading. Byblos. They also founded far-flung colonies throughout the Mediterranean. Most famous Carthage in North Africa. Language and cultural links. Many people do say that Americans are the descendant of, Lebanon, the Lebanon. I don't know how to call them. Lebanon peoples, Lebanese. I don't know. I have no clue. Anyways, okay. Language and cultural links. Phoenician spoke a Semitic language closely related to Hebrew, Aramic, and later forms of Canaanite language. Okay, that's interesting.
That show like the early.
I have to read everything, because it's interesting. They're speaking about Africa at the moment. I cannot believe everything. Okay, report. Continue. Continuity. Continuity. I don't. Continuity and admixture in the last 5 millennia of Levantine history from ancient Canaanite and present day Lebanese. Okay, I finally. Okay, genome. Mark Haber, Cloud. I don't know who these names are. It's a list of name of peoples. Okay, the Canaanites inhabited the Levant region during the Bronze Age and established a culture that became influential in the Near East and beyond. However, the Canaanites what? And beyond. However, the Canaanite, unlike most other ancient Near Eastern of this period, left few suffering textual records and thus their region in relationship to ancient and present day populations remain unclear. In this study, we sequenced 5 whole genomes from 3,700 years old individuals from the site in the city of Sidon, a major Canaanite city state on the eastern Mediterranean coast. We also sequenced the genomes of 99 individuals from the present day major Canaanite site in the city state of the eastern Mediterranean coast. We also, what? Okay. Show the present day Lebanese derive most of the ancestry from. Okay, they just keep on stating the same thing that they're from Lebanon. They're history, man. Gee, let's go.
Had a very heavy black contingent of their population, and that black people from Africa essentially seeded all elements of the Phoenician civilization. The studies and the artwork used to justify a non-black Phoenician civilization all happen to be late in the existence of this civilization, and there is a reason for it. Because 17 transformed Phoenicia into a true multicultural society. But in the early phases, just like what we saw in Sumer, all the important influences were brought in by black people from the south. So much so that all their chief deities were pure black African, the same way that much of the world prays to a white Jesus today. And
everything to the Africans in Kemet. About African ancient civilizations and history, nations contributed to our modern world. We dive deep into what research has to say about the often overlooked or misattributed contributions of these key eras in our collective history. This without the invaluable support of our benefactors. Every contribution, no matter how small, helps us eradicate ignorance of our history. To your history playlist. That way you can come back to it later and reference it when people come up with fake arguments or need to be educated.
Yes.
Black people had nothing to do with the Phoenician civilization.
Canaanite gold,
Why then are the early
1300
inhabitants of the
BC,
region, the
with
Natufians,
Egyptian head
why are they black?
dress.
Why is it that their writing is a direct derivative of black African writing? Why is it that the early Phoenician art was black? The numbers they used, the technology they had, even the religion and their gods were all black. That is because there is a simple explanation for it, and it is that those who kick-started the Phoenician civilization, those who brought in all the elements of the civilization, were black. We have already covered in multiple prior videos the evidence of the Natufians being early inhabitants of the region. We have also covered the studies and the research from multiple authors that show how the early Sumerians were clearly black. So that means that the region was clearly inhabited by non-Neanderthal Africans from 9000 BC at the end of the Holocene to 4000 BC, the beginning of the Sumerian civilization. So it should come as no surprise when we find evidence of black people in the first periods of Phoenicia. Evidence like this, sarcophagus of Eshmunazar II.
I'll get back to this video. I have to go and search up something. I need to search that she put about. But I'll find it.
In America, you have, when you buy your home, you buy the air rights over your home. So you have the rights to the air that's over your home.
Back.
These people are disgusting.
Your family, call the authorities. Don't.
Shut up. Shut all the way to hell. Shut up.
Go and do something. I gotta stand up. Put myself a little bit
It's
active.
aliens. It was out of this aliens.
Oh.
Who's that? It was out of this world and it's an alien. Holy in a fire truck.
No way. Yo.
Yo.
No way. You got good footage? Good footage? Oh, they fucking crashed.
What's that?
Yo.
Okay. They actually shot a drone.
No way.
They actually shot a drone.
No way. You got good footage?
They actually got. They actually shot a drone. That's fucked up. Okay, this is interesting. You know, I wanted to.
I don't really see no major impact crater. To me, it looked like a giant.
Look.
Around the crash. And it recovered. I would like a little bit of excitement in my life. I wouldn't mind seeing some things.
But I ain't seeing nothing popping off.
My bad. Somebody say, I'm 63 years old and I have no reason to lie. Why should you? I don't think they can until the time is here. Okay?
Maybe I'll address it tomorrow.
Somebody say, I believe you.
Together.
The picture is small, dark waters, and your voice are a little low. It's kind of right though.
But maybe together.
Normally I be going to dark waters and just reacting at this. He's live at the moment, so you know, I'm reacting at his channel, at his actually live channel. You know, but at this moment I'm just watching.
Yeah, that's clearly a drone. See the tail wing?
It's clearly a drone. Yeah.
That's clearly. So we have down.
You know, I can show you. I can show you guys. You know what I was doing. This is live anyway. What the fuck? Some New Yorkers, man. Yeah, the sound is definitely edited.
I don't know where the sound came from. It's kind of somebody added that. Was before camera crews. Oh, I gotta hear this. Let's see what's going on.
That's police.
What was the exact call?
That's dispatch.
Crash or hurricane crash?
These are dispatch calls.
By the power lines behind their house.
And they're showing the certain times that people actually called in. It was on the exact
drones fell out of the sky by the power
around
lines
10 p.m. People were calling in.
I can't use that music, sorry.
Keller, moving at extreme speed, so I don't even know how to describe how fast he's moving.
You are cleared to maneuver as necessary, left and right, to avoid the UFO out there.
This is Joe communicating with air traffic control while he was piloting that live flight call to the North Bend, Coos Bay area, and the UFO in question, if you look close, it's in and out of the video.
That was the one that was at our altitude that would come up to us and sit for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then it would go back out over the ocean, over the horizon.
He and his crew witnessed for about 20 minutes total. This came after a United Airlines flight reported seeing similar mysterious objects zipping through.
Targets, yeah, they're all altitudes, up and down. It's pretty crazy.
One researcher suggests it's a light bouncing off a Starlink satellite over the Pacific Ocean, catching the eye of pilots, something that's reportedly happened before. But Joe...
Starlink, like I said, satellites don't typically change directions. But then again, I could be wrong, but I honestly don't think it was. I've never seen a satellite move like that.
I reached out to the Federal Aviation Administration to see if they can unidentified lights. The good news is it's not believed Joe or his crew were in any danger as they continue to fly down to Coos Bay and back up to their station. Traffic collision avoidance system. He says that's not something that a light reflection can do.
TCAS works off a transponder code. So for something to register,
it was registering like an aircraft. So the weird thing is we were seeing it as an aircraft inside the aircraft, but ATC wasn't showing it on their radar.
Whatever it was, Joe and many others hope they can get clear answers.
President Trump is committed. We're going to deputize every U.S. citizen in this country to help us find 340,000 missing children.
I want to do that. Down for that one.
President Trump is committed. We're going to deputize every U.S. citizen in this country to help us find
Okay, now,
340,000.
now that I feel like they're just bullshitting. I'm gonna go downstairs.
Well, it's like they have a gut feeling they see something out there in public that there's something.
I want to be deputized to help find the children. The timeless. When the time is going to say, listen, I like this man, and I want this man to be involved. I do. I really want it. What the hell is this? What the Sam hell is?
There's your view, man.
Wow, hold on. That was like unfocused as fuck. Yeah, it goes into the clouds.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, it was.
You hear this damn fool? You hear this damn fool? That was cool.
It looked like it went like through a portal or something.
You know what's coming out of that? I hate to say this to all the this is what this harasses. There's the United States government really that's what's going on.
Right next to the moon.
You know they've been killing cows and taking uteruses and building. Now this has to be some kind of underwater drone. So let's just check this out real quick. You have to go back into there you go. Pool. Light on it that we have no access to because we didn't know they made lights that bright. And yada bing bada boom. There you go. Now, this is universal. Weird because if you really look at how this thing came out of the water, it's going to eventually pop. And watch it coming to the surface, kind of wobbles, gets itself together, and here comes the pop.
have to have that same kind of pop coming through the surface of the water. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure. But I'm about to check you.
LeBron James is stepping away from the Lakers to go figure life out. It ain't about trade rumors. It ain't about having one of the worst statistical seasons of his career. It goes deeper than that, man. This is more or less about the whole allegation.
LeBron James would be the greatest thing in the world. With the team right now, Reddick told reporters while at practice on Wednesday he's out for personal reasons. Excuse. Trends, or was it not just didn't pay attention to it? We got to. From Rutgers University, except to put a light on it. Literally the exact same thing. Like it's trying to pop up out of the water and it's having trouble coming up over the surface. There it is trying to pop. Yes, sir.
and again and again and again and again and again.
itself. Grips US. I don't really feel like it's Grips US, but let's see.
Stay on top of it for us, Sam. All right. And now New Jersey Congressman Josh Gottheimer's joining us. He's a Democrat who serves on the House Intelligence Committee. Congressman, I know you've been asking questions. You were briefed by the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, your committee was. So do they really have no idea what's going on?
Well, listen, based on what I've seen, and thanks for having me, there's no reason in my mind, based on what they've analyzed, that there's any credible threats to public safety at this time. And that I feel good about based on what the FBI has briefed me on. That said, the hundreds of sightings or more that we've received in New Jersey, the phone calls I've received, the images, Andy Kim, who's a senator now in New Jersey, said that he has seen them himself. He just posted something about that, right? So clearly there's something going on out there. And what's driving me crazy, and I think a lot of my colleagues in the state government and of course federally, is that the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security, who are chiefly responsible for monitoring and being aware of what's up in the skies, is not giving us a public briefing, giving us enough information, telling us exactly where these drones are coming from.
The Air Force is the largest psychological operation probably in the history of psychological operations. We're trying to be same talking point from all of the people who are in government. I've been briefed by the FBI, I've been briefed by the DOJ, and there's I don't know what's going on, but I've been briefed and they're saying it's not a threat. And wow, wow. Now, I'm going to say them to do all of that. So there. Another way to propagandize the American people. People are being trailed them.
Tonight, the Federal Communications Commission has approved a controversial deal that gives control of more than 200 radio stations to a group funded by Democratic mega donor George Soros.
And to be clear, they
Are right here in Texas. As the I-Team's Jay Avila reports, Republicans in Congress are calling it an attempt to interfere in the election. Jay, good evening.
Jonathan, the House Oversight Committee is investigating how the FCC handled the deal. I interviewed one of the FCC commissioners who opposed the move. He says the approval was fast-tracked in a way the FCC has not done before. In a complex deal, a nonprofit funded by billionaire George Soros is taking over the radio station licenses of Odyssey Inc., a broadcast company that's been in bankruptcy.
This George Soros-backed group filed an application with the FCC to get us to approve about 200 local radio stations across 40 different markets across the country.
FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr says whenever foreign ownership is involved, the process takes months so that national security agencies can do a review.
It's very much out of the ordinary. We'd be creating a special shortcut just for this one entity that, is backed ultimately by this George Soros group.
In a letter Friday, the House Oversight Committee accused FCC Chairwoman Jessica Rosenworcel and other commissioners of bypassing an established process to do a favor for George Soros and facilitate his influence over hundreds of radio stations before the November election. The FCC order says the nonprofit, called Fund for Policy Reform, is governed by 4 trustees who are all U.S. citizens, one of whom is George Soros' son, Alexander Soros. In a statement, the FCC chairwoman says her agency used the identical process it has in other recent cases where a company is emerging from bankruptcy, and that suggesting otherwise is, quote, cynical and wrong. For the News 4 I-Team, I'm Jay Avila.
Jay, thank you, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so if you know that, for example, it's a nonprofit organization that purchased it.
Oh, yes. Oh, man.
Let's establish that. Now,
I had to clean my clothes. Do a little chores, some house chores that I needed to do. This is sound like a
I want to remind you, it's FM 106 is the station.
whatever that sound is. I say so creepy. Act Boo is a phone. That's neat. The speed up.
We go from UASs to UAP.
the movie Sign. I haven't I haven't watched the movie Sign before.
Is because we don't know who owned the damn throne.
I guess I say it sounds like a predator.
They fucking because
It does sound like a predator. If you are curious what I'm watching the whole time, this is what you guys were listening at.
not saying there isn't. Can we give us
Mr. Darkwater. He always talks about all this alien stuff.
the matter of
And
our
he actually
licensing LLC debtor
follow all this news, all this government shit.
Audacity LLC assignee. These that was acquired. It could be, it couldn't be, we don't know, but alright, and hopefully this will work. We're gonna do Control F. I'm gonna type in New York. New York. Now let's go through this intro and see what's in crap. Rochester. WB. New York. Buffalo. WCBS.
GG's.
What? George Soros acquired WWL in New Orleans?
What in New Orleans?
Wow. Wow.
See, DW's in TCB. What the fuck is TCB then?
I'm wrong on this one. But I don't feel like I'm wrong. I'm feeling deliberate. Feeling that and I gotta figure out how it's connected. full form assignment for an Audacity license as debtor in possession Audacity LLC. All these radio stations.
It's a 14-hour compilation. I was like, what the fuck?
Backward. Well.
Key Africans who have played the part in European history. Was it? I just want to ask a question right at the beginning. Have these people been written out of history? Have they been forgotten by most of us? And how hard was it to tease them out?
When historians show that the iconoclast movement was primarily an effort to remove all images and icons depicting black people in a position of power or as deities, these historians are labeled as historical revisionists. And yet it is not just a few images that show that there was a substantial black nobility in Europe before 1453, but in fact, despite centuries of sustained effort to suppress and erase this African presence, there still remains a large body of evidence that still shows this. In 1352, when Jacob van Maerlant made his famous painting of Charlemagne killing a Moorish leader, this is how he drew the Moorish leader, as a black African. The pillars of history sing the wisdom that will build our tomorrow.
Ooh-wee.
Moorish leader, as a black African.
Okay, the pillars of history sing our tomorrow. The pillars of history sing the wisdom that will build our tomorrow. That's amazing.
The pillars of history sing the wisdom that will build our tomorrow. Historical revisionists, in fact, are those who have closed their eyes to the abundance of evidence showing that black people, in a second wave of civilizing influence, revived Europe and gave it the foundation for its renaissance. After having invented agriculture in 9500 BC, and after having spawned the two most influential civilizations in ancient times, Kemet, better known as ancient Egypt and Sumer, it is black Africans that injected into Europe and the Levant writing, science, religion, and culture. These were inherited by the Roman Empire, which then collapsed in the 5th century AD. And so began the long collapse of European society until the return of the Africans in the 8th century, when the blacks, this time, as the Moors re-injected into Europe.
Jason is back. What's up, man?
How you doing? In the 800 years that the Moors occupied Spain, the ethnic makeup of these Moors changed over time. It is the early wave of these Moors that were the most influential.
I say, how you doing? How you doing, man?
And they came in such numbers and with such knowledge that they gained significant.
Welcome back.
It is this group
I don't know
of
if you are
Africans that joined with the remnants of the first civilizing wave of Africans, a few of them still present in Europe. These two groups joined to form a new elite class throughout Europe. And you will see evidence of their presence through multiple artifacts and historical records today. When we show that Renaissance Europe was in great majority sparked by Africans, it does not mean that Europeans or Asiatics are not capable of civilization building. What we are showing, however, is that Europe of the Dark Ages benefited from the technology, science, philosophy, medicine, and architecture that were reintroduced by...
I say, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I did some house chores. It's tea. It's just simple tea. I don't know if you can see it. Wait a moment. This is what I was drinking. Simple tea, nothing else. No, nothing big, nothing huge, nothing interesting, but just it's morning where I'm from, so I drink tea. Not always, but I just try. I try to at least figure out ways so that I could wake myself up. Tea sometimes contains a certain it can make you live it a little bit.
Black Africans elite in the early periods of the Moors, which transformed over the centuries into a nobility class with evidence littered all over medieval texts. This is the Without History channel.
Say, damn, you got a PS5. I had this. I always had it. Don't you? I mean, it's just a game, and there's not. Well, there's nothing so. There's nothing so. Yeah, yes, I do. I do. It's true. I do have a PS5, and it was just an investment that I did last year. Considering sometimes I was by myself and needed some things to do, and when I needed to just ease off my mind, and sometimes I play games or I watch. Now at this moment I'm watching videos. That's the reason why I actually got it, and yes I do. I can show you if you want. I will show you. I will show you. I'll show you. I'll show you. These are my games. These are a little bit. See, that's it. That's all I'm playing recently. And in case you are, in case you need to know my account, let me see if I can. There's my profile. And that's the amount of hours that I played. You can clearly see what's my favorite game that I like to play. I owned every FIFA ever existed. Okay, not ever, but yeah, 18, 19, 21. And as you can see, I own like 73 games, 26 friends. Some I don't have, I don't speak a lot with, just some friends that I know and some people online. And again, there's my account. My, these are the majority of games that I usually play. I usually play. I like UFL, but I don't like. It's not similar to FIFA. So, but I'm good at it. So the Need for Speed was recent. I thought it was a nice game to play, but it's like trash. But I need to improve. I just bought some lame game that I just wanted to work on, and it's a car game. And my favorite shooting game is of course Payday. I love Payday, and who doesn't like Grand Theft Auto? So yeah, but at this moment, I was just watching some few couple videos. Man. I'm not willing to play any games because it can be just too much sometimes. Sometimes you just wanna relax and learn stuff instead.
Through primary sources and peer-reviewed research, we bring you perspectives on history that are seldom shared. The often omitted African presence and African influence on ancient
You want me to play a
civilizations.
game now?
This channel is only possible thanks to the
Yeah,
generous
I can
contributions
play a game. I can stream it.
generations of all ethnicity. You can find ways to support us in the video description. You will also find a
I will.
multitude of
You know what?
sources for those who like to dive deep into these subjects.
I say I will, but if you want to check it out, then you have to go to my live, to my not this live. You have to go to I will, but I say you have to go to my live where you just go to my account. Go to my account, YouTube account, and then after this, go to my account, and then you go to my YouTube community. There below, you'll see somewhere that it says live, and if you click on live, then you'll probably see me playing some few couple games. Maybe there are a couple games that I actually already that I recorded. But if you are willing to check it out right now, I'm willing to open just a game. I don't know what you want me to play, man. It's too early in the morning. You want me to play games?
In the book Memoirs of the Secret Service of John Mackey, he provides meticulous descriptions of many of the influential figures of his time. Of these, one of most interesting description is that of Mr. Methuen, ambassador to the King of Portugal. He is said to be a man of intrigue, but very muddy in his complexion. In his complexion and manners, much of a Spaniard, a tall black man, 50 years old. Here the author gives us the general description of the man living in Spain, the one we call the Moors. In his own words, of his first account, they are tall men of black complexion. And this description of the Moors is not unique. As we saw, it shows up in paintings, it shows up in carvings, it also shows up in innumerable medieval texts. But the Africans were not the only Moors. Arabs made a good contingent of the whole population, but the sheer number of black Africans as Moors caused the contemporary artists and writers to depict them as black with clearly identifiable
Yeah, I can see. What's up?
influential Moor factions was the
I can see.
Almoravids,
What's up?
including the Horseshoe Arch.
Oh,
Coming
Jason,
from
what's
present-day Mauritania and Mali, when they were majority black, the Almoravids were depicted and almost universally described as black by their contemporaries.
what's
In the
good?
book Historia Compostelana, they are described as
Okay. You can call me Dimanta. You can see it on my page, man. I mean, you can see it on my page, right? Just call me Dimanta. You see on my page. Oh, the name that I show you on my whatever PSN network, my PS game. That's also a name that you can call me. It's just nicknames. You just call me that. I'll be fine.
quote, after almost 3 years, the Almoravids, Moabite, whom the heat of the sun makes them similar to the Ethiopians, invaded the fortresses and dependent towns of Toledo and attacked with more force than usual. End quote. The book also goes on to state that, quote, before they ruled they had worn their veil, Lidam, in the desert, only against the heat and cold as the Arabs do, and were mostly of dark, Asmar complexion. End quote. And the Arabic word asmar describes a color that is as dark as coal. And their leader was described as brown skin with kinky was going through turmoil. 3 centuries before, the Roman Empire had collapsed. Europe was now divided between East and West. Soon, the Vikings would begin their reign of terror. Malnutrition, illiteracy, disease, and lawlessness were rampant throughout most of the region. The arrival of the Moors forced the unification of rival factions under the banner of the Church. It also caused the rapid adaptation of European society to what they perceived as a new threat to their way of life. But as much as the Moors were perceived to be a threat, they brought a long list of civilizing elements to Europe. The Arabic numerals, algebra and trigonometry, medicine, agriculture, techniques, architecture and music, navigation, papermaking. Europe inherited from the invaders that had come from the shores of northern Africa. One can find the classic Greek text. These have been translated to Arabic by researchers from the Islamic Empire. Yes, the Greek text we have today are in fact texts that were given back to Europe by the Africans. Once they arrived in Europe, these blacks started showing up in increasing frequency as royals and nobles all over Europe. And to some Europeans, they had an all too familiar look, that of their deity. Because of the consistent iconoclast efforts, it is difficult for most to realize the true presence of Africans as nobles in Europe. It is even more difficult to admit the role of Africans as venerated deities. But that was precisely the intended outcome of the iconoclast movement. Masquerading as an exercise to remove icons altogether, its real objective was to redefine them.
Wait, man. Why?
Difficult for most to realize the true presence of Africans as nobles in Europe. It is even more difficult
Lord
to
Henry
admit the role of
Darnley.
Africans as venerated deities. But that was
Okay, let's read about Henry Stuart, Lord Darnley, 1546, 10 February 1567. That's the date of his death. Was the second husband of Mary, Queen of Scots, and the father of James IV of Scotland and First of England. Through his parents, he had claim to both the Scottish and English thrones, and from his marriage in 1565, he was King Consort of Scotland. Less than a year after the birth of his son, Darnley was murdered at Kirklefield in 1567. Many contemporary narratives describing his life and death referring to him as simply Lord Darnley. His title has higher appearance to the earldom of Lennox. He was the second but eldest surviving son of Matthew Stewart, 4th Earl of Lennox, by his wife Lady Margaret Douglas, which supported his claim to the English succession. Darnley's maternal parent, Archibald the 6th Earl of Angus, and Queen Margaret Tudor, daughter of King Henry I think the 7th. I have no clue. I cannot tell these Roman numbers of England. And widow of King James, again the 4th of England. I cannot tell this Roman, and I cannot read Roman numerals.
precisely the intended outcome of the iconoclast movement. Masquerading as an exercise to remove icons altogether, its real
But I say,
objective was to
hey, to
redefine.
you, Jason, I say I can play, but what for game do you want me to play? What exactly? I mean, I can stream it. It's possible for me to stream it on YouTube. I can also stream it on Twitch, but I need to. I have no interest in playing games at this moment. But let me know what for game you want me to play. Then maybe I will. You saw already which games I own. So
And I argue that this movement never really ended. It went from the destruction of black icons as early as the 8th century AD to a new form where historians are knowingly hiding notable black presence in medieval Europe. And what they will instead focus on are exceptions that happen to reinforce the narrative that black people only had a role of servitude. There is no better example for
they
this
always
than the
thought black
transformation
people
of Queen
are
Elizabeth.
supposed to serving. But no. It was different. It was way too different. We were actually we actually constructed a lot of things that is actually things that people are using nowadays. Primary stuff that you can think of are all invented by some black peoples. I don't want to say that other ethnic groups don't aren't capable of doing creating some inventing some inventing things so that the human being can flourish. It's just nowadays you get just a certain ethnic group that gets all the credits or the benefits, and it's
First, from her first-hand accounts to her repainted figures. In the calendar of state papers and manuscripts relating to English affairs on page 1058, when Ambassador Giovanni Michel writes, quote, "Of this sister of hers, I must remind your serenity that after the repudiation of Queen Catherine, the present Queen's mother, she was born of Henry VIII, and of his second wife, Anne Boleyn, an Englishwoman and of noble birth, although 2 years afterwards she was beheaded for adultery. Was born in September 1533, so she is now 23 years old. She is a young woman whose mind is considered no less excellent than her person, although her face is comely rather than handsome, but she is tall and well-formed, with a good skin, although swarthy." End quote. Swarthy means in Old English, it means of dark complexion or black.
worthy.
And yet
Okay,
when we look at
okay,
portraits
okay. I must start calling myself. I must start calling myself Swarthy. Nah. I'm Mr. Swarthy. I'm Mr. Swarthy. Okay. I'm Mr. Swarthy Earth equation. I'm Mr. Swarthy Earth equation. Call me. Shit, that's dope. Yo. Means dark. It means black. Okay. They actually have a definition of it. Yes, it means actually black. That's crazy. It's Old English. Hey, well, I look swerve, man. I look swerve. Did you know? Did you know? Did you know this? Let me show you. Let me show you this. I'm gonna teach you something. You know the meaning of that? We are going ballistic.
for Elizabeth She is depicted with the whitest of white skins, with what happens to be curly red hair. Take a note of this, as it will come to be of importance as we progress. Elizabeth in the book English and Scottish History, she is described by Sir James Melvin as follows. Quote,
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? I think Queen Elizabeth is probably a part of black descent. Because it's maybe it's she can't admit it. But maybe it's because of the amount of you know the amount of the family has had, and I have to say it respectfully. Seems like many family members that were actually aligned to Elizabeth. By the way, it feels like it's feel like they are trying to hide a certain history. That they know definitely that they are a part of that African history, and they try to shy themselves away from it. And that's why I guess that's why you had the Victorian era, where they were just too. No, I cannot say this. I cannot say this online because I know I'll, I'll get some enemies tomorrow, and maybe sometimes you don't even get it tomorrow. You'll get it right
her
away.
hair
So
was more reddish than
I rather
yellow,
stay quiet
curled in
and
appearance
just
naturally.
learn for my
She
own.
desired to
I don't know
hair was
anything.
reputed best, and whether
Beautiful.
my queen's hair or hers were best, and which of them two was the fairest. End quote. Well, it is not uncommon at all for black women to be born with curly red hair, as you can see in these many examples. Swarthy, of dark complexion with curly red hair, and again swarthy dark complexion with curly red hair. And if you are still doubting that iconoclasm erased as many images of black nobility as they could find, here is yet another example. In the book Queen Elizabeth by Alison Weir, Sir Francis Walsingham is spoken of by the Queen as follows. Quote, Walsingham was nearing 40. He had been educated at Cambridge, Gray's Inn, and Padua, and become an MP. Later, he had come under the patronage of Cecil.
Can I try to read this? This is an old English book or whatever it is, but it's interesting. Okay. Walsingham was nearing 40. He had been educated at Cambridge, Gray's Inn, and became an MP. Later, he had become under the patronage of Cecil, who had offered him a post and court, and later placed him in charge of his secret agents. Because of his swarthy complexion and black clothes, Elizabeth nicknamed Walsingham nicknamed Walsingham Harmore. Elizabeth named Walsingham just a black dude, a black person, Harmore. Okay, and also she liked him and was so Elizabeth was actually fucking with a black dude. That's crazy. Swarthy complexion and black clothes. Elizabeth nicknamed Walsingham Harmore, and also she liked him and was, I can show you. In case it's ready. Okay, that's the. I can show you. It says yeah, Walsingham was nearing 40. So Walsingham was actually turning almost 40, and he had been educated at Cambridge and Cambridge Gray's Inn in Padua. and became MP later. He had a, he had come under the patronage of Cecile, who had offered him a post at court and later placed him in charge of secret agents because of his swarthy means black complexion and black clothes. Elizabeth nicknamed Walsingham her Moor. And Moor again means black. Well, it's a black descent. So, well, a little bit Mediterranean heritage, I would say. And although she liked him and was occasionally guest at his house in Barn Elms in Surrey, she sometimes found him more than a match for her. See? Intellectual. You know, this is actually a very funny, it's a funny, because this is about a queen, Queen Elizabeth, that actually used to, I guess, date. She used to date a black person, and it's beautiful how they put it on into words. And intellectually, he was a serious, disciplined, and cultivated man with deep convictions and formidable abilities, and was drawn to Leicester. Leicester because of their shared religious belief. He spoke four language. You know, well, I guess Mr. Walsingham was a pretty smart fella, man. I only can speak three, so I'm glad I can only speak three. I'm trying the fourth language, but anyways, a smart fella. He spoke four languages besides English, and was a skillful diplomat with a wide knowledge of I don't know what we are about to suspect.
Had offered him a post at court and later placed him in charge of his secret agent.
And this is how they depict the, I guess, the boyfriend of Mr. Elizabeth. But he doesn't look swarthy. He doesn't look swarthy at all.
Everywhere in Europe. In the 10th century in Scotland, the king was called.
Let's read more. Let's read. The more we read, the more we learn. The black, 1928 and 1967 was king. Wait. Let's go up. Sometimes and clients as Duff McCallum called then the vehement. I don't have any clue what that means. And the black 928 before Christ and until 967, okay, was king of Alba. He was son of Malcolm the First, sorry, and succeeded to the throne when Indolf was in. Who the fuck is Indolf? Anyways, was killed in 962. While later chronicles such as John of Fardun supplied a great deal of information on Dub's life and reign. And Hector Bussy, I have no idea, Bose or whatever, in his history of Chronicles of Scotland, tells tales of witchcraft, treasons. Almost all of them are rejected by modern historians. There are very few sources from the Rhine of Dub, of which the Chronicles of the King of Alba and a single entry in the Annals of Ulster are the closest to contemporary. The Chronicle records that during Dub's line, Bishop Hatch, most likely Bishop of St. Andrews or of Duxhel, died. The remaining report is of a battle between Dub and Cullen, I have no idea, son of the king Ildub. They are tough pronunciation of kings and queens and cities. Son of King Ildub or whatever, Dub won the battle fought upon the ridge of Carp, in which Duncan, abbot of Dunkelhead, Dunkelhead sounds funny, sometimes supposed to be an ancestor of Queen Anne of Dunkeld. Is it, bro? What the fuck? In Dundon, Dubdon, more man of various accounts differ on what happened afterwards. The chronicle claims that Dub was driven out of what? I'm still learning, man. Driven out of the kingdom, the Latin material interpolated, wine towns say that he was murdered at Forest and links this to eclipse of the sun, which can be dated to 20 July 966. The of the reports only Dub MacMail, king of Alba, was killed by the Scots themselves. The usual way of reporting a death is internal strife, and placed the death in 967. It was being suggested that Suenos stone near Forest may be a monumentum to Dub, erected by the brothers Kenneth II. I presume that Dub was killed or driven out of Scotland who became king after Dub's death or by the supporters. It is related that his body was hidden under the bridge of Kinloss, and the sun did not shine till it was found and buried. An eclipse on 10 July 967 may have originated or confirmed this story. Dub left at least one son, Kenneth III, although his descendants did not complete successful for the kingship of Alba after Kenneth was killed in. They messed up. They did hold them. Okay, this is a dope story.
This is beyond interesting because the old Scottish meaning of dub is black, as you can see from this old dictionary and old Wikipedia depictions of the man.
I'm learning more. They say Dub, King of Scotland. Dub means black. The whole translation of Scottish, they say Dub means black. So Dub, Black King of Scotland. This is fucked up. Okay, Dub again. Dub MacMail, meaning Black MacMail. There were so many black people, yet
If you read on,
they all try to hit them with certain, I guess, labels that labels that back then they used to call black peoples, and nowadays they don't use them anymore. Nowadays you get the N word, or you get different ways of how they would like to depict a black person. Yes, it becomes a starting. What's up, Luffy? How you doing? It becomes interesting. I'm learning from this.
Further to this, in the book The Mystery of Legends of Scotland, The author confirms the existence of purely black people. We see the person of Kenneth the Niger. During the 10th century, Kenneth the Niger ruled over 3 provinces in Scotland. The archaeologist and writer David McRitchie declared that the Moors dominated Scotland as late as the time of the Saxon kings. So late as the 10th century, black, and the supreme ruler of these were the Black Kings of Scotland. You will also note that Scottish royalty was intimately related with English royalty through various bloodlines.
I guess we got a new curious person in the chat. Yeah. Well, I would say first of all, good morning. First of all, good morning. I hope everything is alright. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing fine. Another thing, we always in this chat we always like to. I mean, I didn't say this to my subs, but at least most of them they like to introduce themselves, what their name is, where they're from, and then ask the rest about question. You can ask questions. I'm from Europe. I'm from Holland, by the way. And again, good, very good morning, and I hope you have having a good morning.
We find the medallion depicting an unidentified European king. In 12th century Italy, Moorish philosopher Ibn Rushd, here depicted. And the Black Moors didn't just become kings and queens in Europe, they also show up as rulers of the Byzantine Empire in multiple instances. Like Nikephoros II Phocas, emperor of Byzantium from 912 to 969, he is described in the Relatio of Luitprand of Cremona as, quote, very bristly through the length and thickness of his hair, in color an Ethiopian, one whom it would not be pleasant to meet in the middle of the
This says a lot about people honoring you, people honoring your stand for. I think I wrote a lyric about this, and now it tells more and more stories about that the possibility. I don't say that people aren't able to honor people, but it seems like if you see this, if people are trying to mix up history, the actual facts to narrative, fictional narrative, and it creates a barrier of certain ethnic group to grow. It doesn't necessarily. Back then, I guess back then they didn't know this, and it is just a continuation of what used to happen and what is ongoing right now. I can be wrong, but at least I'm stating it. Do your research.
Viewed by many as one of the greatest emperors of Byzantium who ruled black skin, and for this reason on 1523. As Komnenos, emperor of Byzantium, he was end quote. But unlike his father, his image, although hard to find, depicts him as shown. And the list goes on. Leszek II the Black of Poland, 13th century. Zawisza the Black, the most famous Polish knight. Augustus, the strong king of Poland. The famous Queen Charlotte, with her Moorish Portuguese antecedents, Queen Philippa of Hainaut, who was born in 1310 in France, who had black Moorish ancestry. She married Edward of York, Alexandre Dumas, the famous author of The Three Musketeers, George Bridgetower, the music composer who rivaled with Beethoven, Jacobus Capitan, the famous
George Bridgetower, who rivaled with
judges,
Beethoven.
dukes, duchesses, viscounts, and various other noble titles. So much so that Europeans started incorporating elements of the black phenotype into their cultural rituals.
Imitation of the blacks. We're getting closer.
When one takes a look at the enduring cultural elements that were started in medieval Europe, some interesting practices emerge.
We are getting closer.
The practice started in the courtroom, and his clean short hair and beards. Described as a tall black man in parliamentary wanted posters.
Yet,
the drill. If Charles II was described as a tall black man, why would he be depicted as such?
White person.
Nevertheless, the imitation of his natural
It's
hair
alright, man.
and that of traditional black nobility started to influence the very even down to how the curly hair rests on the shoulders. So here it is important to ask, if these wigs were not made to mimic or copy African hairstyle, whose hair were they imitating? Surely not the natural European hairstyle, as the tight curly nature of the wigs cannot be found in that population. And there is a type of kinky hair, and it is the black African. As the YouTube said, if they could choose any type of hairstyle, why would they choose these particular African hairstyles in so many instances, and especially in royalty and high society? Another Black in History Channel gem. Along with the already mentioned The Debunker and Mr. Theory on X, do check them out. But women of medieval and late medieval Europe also copied another defining feature of black women. One feature that was, in recent time, denied or mocked, but that has become so sought after today that women are now paying large sums of money to imitate and obtain.
Oh man. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. This is a terrible imitation, in my opinion. And it's very common. And I felt like, it made women look elegant back then. And I don't say that they shouldn't have this. I'm just saying that it's a clear depiction of imitation. I guess some black women, I used to have some huge buttocks back then. They figured out this is the way to make some other woman look. So it's kind of fucked up. But yeah, anyways.
Just to give you an idea of how popular this body augmentation procedure has become, in 2020, 397,000 women underwent butt lift procedures. The large number of women who spend countless hours in the gym to gain more mass in that specific area. Natural luscious lips. This is something I will look into later. It just shows that black women in positions of power influenced medieval European society, to a point where their features were associated.
And they are
In the
being
same way
ignored.
that the reverse is now becoming true for many black women who have for some time tried to imitate the hairstyle of white women. I think that lipstick was also invented for the same reasons, that is, to imitate the natural luscious lips. This is something I will look into later. When Benjamin Franklin of all people said the following, then we must understand that the situation we have been portrayed by mainstream historians is at least inaccurate and at worst dishonest. And I quote, "Why should the Palatine Boers, Germans, be suffered to swarm into our settlements, and by herding together establish their language and manners to the exclusion of ours?"
We're going to read this.
Why
We're
should
going to read this. We're going to read this.
that the situation we have been portrayed by mainstream historians is at least inaccurate and at worst dishonest. And I quote, "Why should the Palatine Boers, Germans, be suffered to swarm into our settlements, and by herding together establish..."
Boer means readily farmer. Boer means farmers. It's a Dutch word for farmer. Don't let anyone tell you no different. Boer means farmer. So, and they say, I think they said the German Boers.
I will look into later. When Benjamin Franklin of all people said the following, then we must understand that the situation we have been portrayed by mainstream historians is at least inaccurate and at worst dishonest. And I quote, "Why should the Palatine Boers, Germans, be suffered to swarm into our settlements, and by herding together establish their language and manners to the exclusion of our..."
To read. And since he says no, they are supposed to be they are supposed to be now upwards of 1 million English souls in Northern America. So this thought scars 80,000 have been brought overseas, and yet perhaps there is not one the few in Britain, but rather more on account of the employment the colonies afford of manufacturers at home. The millions doubling suppose, but one in 25 years will, in another century, be more than the, let's see, people of England. And the greatest number of Englishmen will be on this side the water. What a accession of power to the British. Okay, let's go. Empire by sea as well as land. What increase of trade and navigation, what number of ships and seamen we have been here, but a little more than 100 years, and yet the force of our privateers in the late war united was greater, both in men and guns, than that of the whole British Navy in the Queen Elizabeth time. Okay, and since detachment of English from Britain sent to America will have their places at home of soon supplied and increases so largely here. Why should the Palatine Boers, German, be suffered to swarm into our settlement and by herding together, establishing their language and manners to the exclusion of ours? Why should Pennsylvania founded Pennsylvania founded by the English become a colony of aliens who will shortly be so numerous as to Germanize us instead of our anglifying them? They will not adopt our language or custom any more than they can acquire our complexion. Okay, and let's go further. which leads me to which leads me to add one remark, that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionally very small. All African is black or 20, Asian chiefly 20, American exclusive of the new. I don't know who wrote this. Corners, wholly so, and in Europe, the Spaniard, the Italian, the French, let's go, Russian, and Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion. So these are saying that, oh my goodness. So this is actually saying that even Europeans themselves are actually all from Africa. As are the German, also the Saxons, only expected what, who with the English make the principal body of white people of the faces of the earth. I could wish their numbers were increased, and while we are as while we are as I may call it, scarring our planet by clearing America of wood, and so making the side of our government of our global reflect brighter light to the eyes of inhabitants of Mars or Venus. Okay. Why should we, inside of superior beings, darken its people? Why increase the sons of Africa by planting them in America? Wow, that is fucked up. Well, we have so fair an opportunity by excluding all blacks and 20s of increasing the lower the lovely white and red. But perhaps I am partially to the complexion of my country, for such kind of partially is natural to mankind. Okay, I'm learning, man. I'm learning. I never, I have no idea that this is interesting. Yo, people are making clever videos nowadays. You know, this is what I'm asking for. More of this, more of this. Stuff that make people learn things, use things that they don't know. I didn't know this. I didn't know what swearing means. Maybe later on people would have called me, "Hey, look at that sweaty guy," and then I'm like, I have no clue what they're talking about. Now I know what it means. It means really black, but it cannot be our offense. It's just something that dub, for example, dub is black. Dub means black. It's an old way of our. Nowadays we use dub like I guess W. Or this is we are using it in a very different sentence. We are using it in a sentence that is that it makes it less valuable to even say it, but it's actually valuable to say it. You are dub. You are black. You are for. You are black. It has deeper roots, deeper meaning, and yet it's all erased seemingly. You know. I'll go to this reimagining migration. I will go to the site. I will go to the site and read more of what they got. It's really amazing. It's amazing. It's really good history. Maybe I will get to learn more about other heritage, other ethnic groups. About really interesting.
Why should Pennsylvania, founded by the English, become a
From what I understand, is they tried to ship they tried to ship well they try to detach themselves from the Moors. They try to detach themselves also from other ethnic groups as well, German and all that. But then later on, they realized that if they do so, they would just be detaching themselves from themselves, considering their blood, their descent, and everything is actually of swarthy.
Colony of aliens who will shortly be so numerous as to Germanize us instead of our Anglifying them, and will never adopt our language or customs any more than they can acquire our complexion. Which leads me to add one remark, that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionally very small. All Africa is black or tawny, Asia chiefly tawny, America, exclusive of the newcomers, wholly so, and in Europe the Spaniards, Italians, French, Russians, and Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion, as are the Germans also, the Saxons only excepted.
Do you hear that part? I don't know. I'm gonna bring you back. I'm gonna bring you back. Hey, this is not only to you, not only to you guys, but also to the people in the near future. Maybe my brothers that get to hear this. 'Cause I'm recording it also for maybe in the near future. People might need to learn stuff that I've learned. Get to tell them, hey, this part is very important. You should listen to this part.
Why should Pennsylvania, founded by the English, become a colony of aliens who will shortly be so numerous as to Germanize us instead of our Anglifying them? All Africa is black or tawny, Asia chiefly tawny, America, exclusive of the newcomers, wholly so, and in Europe the Spaniards, Italians, French, Russians, and Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion, as are the Germans also, the Saxons only excepted, who with the English make the principal body.
It was only the Saxons that actually accepted that they were so-called swarthy. Although, in other words, black.
Of white people on the face of the earth. End quote. Franklin quote that is often left out or ignored, and that can only be found in select books. It is that when Benjamin Franklin wrote this essay in 1751, the black German king George II is sitting on the throne of England. Be thinking, if there were so many black people in Europe, where did they all go? And this next section gives us a good clue of what happened. It wasn't just one event that reduced the number of black Europeans to such low levels. It was the compounding effect of multiple trends. The Reconquista, the invasion of the Iberian Peninsula by the predominantly black Moors, Europe rebelled against Islam, the new religion brought in by the Africans and the Arabs. The Reconquista. Reversal had become the trend. And it is during this period that the brutal inquisitions took place. Their aim was to root out and kill Jews or Protestant converts. During this period, being suspected of being a Jew or a Protestant would be enough to get someone executed. And it is important here to note that in an effort to integrate into European society during the Reconquista, to Judaism and the Protestant faith, both religions that they found more conservative and thus more compatible with their old Islamic faith. Was aimed at consolidating the Catholic Church's power by targeting heretics, among whom were conversos, Jews who had converted to Christianity, and Moriscos, Muslims who had been baptized as Christians. Including torture, to extract confessions, and enforce orthodoxy within the Spanish kingdom. During this period, many Jews declared their conversion to Christianity to escape persecution, but suspicion and violence, leading to widespread fear and eventual expulsion. In 2, the Catholic monarchs Ferdinand and Isabella issued an edict that forced Jews to either convert to Christianity or leave Spain.
That's kind of fucked up. That's messed up. So in Spain, the Jews were oppressed. They were being oppressed to either believe in Christianity or just leave Spain.
This expulsion had a catastrophic impact on the Jewish community, stripping many of their possessions and forcing them into exile. Muslims, who were expelled in the early 17th century, further emphasizing the Inquisition's role in religious and ethnic cleansing. But many of
Once the Black Irish of Jamaica. Okay, I cannot read that. Joseph J. Williams.
the blacks from Ireland to Spain chose exile to the new land, especially islands such as Jamaica. In the book Origin of the Anglo-Saxon Race, the author clearly shows that from the late 8th century...
The origin of the Anglo-Saxon race, okay? Settlement of England and the tribal origin of the Old English people. Makes so freaking, bro, because I know what Old English is. I know what Old English is, and I feel like if you search up, bro, after this I'll search up the how it sounds. The Old English is different. It's different. It's totally different. It's different how from what it sounds right now. English, the words that we are speaking is it has evaluated this into something very different, and it's good that they did this, but
before the arrival of the Vikings.
Okay, origin of the among old places names of the among old places names of the same kind in various countries, some of which are met within later but still old records. We find Blackney, Blakeney. I don't. I have no clue what that means. Blakeney. I say Blakeney. We found Blakeney in Gloucestershire. Okay. Blakenham in Suffolk. Ancient Hamlet and Blakesware. I have no clue what I'm talking about right now. Near where in Hertfordshire. This name is worthy of note said concerning the brunettes in that county at the present time. Another circumstance connected with this name desirable to remember in this absence of evidence to show that the Old English ever called any of the dark complexioned or black men. Their names for them was no idea. Is that what is this? What is this? What does that even mean? I think it's wheelers. Sound like wheelless, wheelers. I don't know. Anyways, so far as I am aware, not a single instance occurs in which the Welsh. So it has something to do with the Welsh people. Are mentioning any Anglo-Saxon document as black or brown people. On the contrary, the Welsh,
whom they fought, a great majority of the inhabitants.
The Welsh are mentioned. Okay, on the contrary, the Welsh are mentioned. Are mentioned in any Anglo-Saxon document as black or brown people. Black Vikings on the coast, as if they were men of unusual personal appearance.
were black.
There is another old word used by the Anglo-Saxon to denote black or brown people. The word sweat, sweat. Am I saying that even right? The personal name Seward. If I'm saying this right, may have been derived from the word. Wait, which word? Please. In the Irish annals as well as in those of Wales, and may have been the people who have left the Anglo-Saxon name Black Mainburg, which occurs in one of the coast and Blachman Stone on the Dorset coast as late as the time of the Doomsday Survey. We meet with records of people apparently named after actions in Buckinghamshire, Shire. I don't think I'm saying that right. And others are mentioned in Sussex. I think I'm saying that right. Man, English is so tough. In Suffolk, Black Manus, Suatingos, at Lincoln. The the coast of the British Isles by a Viking of dark or brown complexion rests on historical evidence which is too to admit of doubt. In the Irish annals, the black Vikings are called Dubgenti or black genitals. Wow. They did it.
About in
They
historical
did
descriptions,
this.
but also in their names. Black.
These black janitors on some occasion fought against other plunderers of the Irish coast, known as the fair janitors. Come on, I guess they were black. They were white. Uh, who can hardly have been others than their fair Danes, of course, or Northern men. In the year 851, the black janitors came to. I have no clue. Dublin in told that 8 ships of the Finn Gentry fought against the Danes of the Dub, the Dublins of the the Dub.
Ward from Swarthy.
Man, this is interesting, man. This is it tells story of what people were lacking at, simple history of where. Oh my goodness, this is so amazing. Invaders in the transition, the translator but or is the account which other the Norse mariner gave him of the tribute in whalebone and ropes made from whale, actual whale, and real paid to the among the darkest peoples of Europe. And thus, some of them may have been accompanied. The Danes having the general race characteristic of tall, fair men must have been sharply distinguished in appearance from Vikings, such as those of. For many of these were probably of a dark complexion. There is an interesting record of descendant sea rovers on the coast of North Wales in Cumbria. Nine 987, which tells us that Gorthrid, son of Hallord, with black men devastated and captured 2,000 men. That's crazy.
It is these black people who centuries later, though in fewer numbers, became the Jacobites, the supporters of the Black King James, also known as Jacobus. These Jacobites were exported in mass to the new land in the Americas, as it shows here, in the book Jacobites' Gleanings, the Transportation